And welcome back, everybody, to the IGLeague Open Division. It is day 3 here, the grand final day. We got Argon Black versus BTR Fanclub. And of course, we have myself and Zobi on the mic. Zobi, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I got a great Discord message at about midnight that the players had decided they did not want to wait any longer, just like us, for these grand finals. So we are back on the mic together, like you said, for this best of 5. But what maps are we looking for in this marathon of a grand finals?
Well, right now we're looking forward to starting us off on Lotus, making sure that we're going to have a pretty large map to work with here, and then immediately jumping into the next map of Breeze, which we've seen both of these teams compete on previously. Last time they were on Breeze, it was an overtime for BTR to take it, and then we're going to finish it off. Oh, actually, it's a best of 5. Sorry, not a best of 3.
Yeah, 5.
Now, we might be finishing it off in map 3 if these guys are able to just dominate on Ascent. Map 4, of course, is going to be split for the first time in the entirety of playoffs, and then back on Bind, which is also, I believe, the first time we've seen Bind in a while on stream here. So, pretty exciting stuff. A lot of the time, though, only one round is BTR Fanclub going to be starting on attack, and that's on map 3. So lots of fun stuff here. Now, Zobi, what are your thoughts as I drop a nickel on the floor about what's going on next here?
Yeah, I mean, Lotus for me is a coin toss. Oh my gosh, you literally tossed a coin. Because we haven't really seen too much on this map from either team. I know that we have BTR Fan Club with at least one win on this map. Very similarly, I think at least we've seen Argon Black play it once as well. And Breeze, like you said, was at overtime versus Ascent was a dominating 13-4 in favor of BTR Fan Club. So what you said about ending it on map 3, that could be a possibility if Argon Black does not take Lotus or Breeze early out the gate.
Yeah, obviously, if you're not going to have start swinging early, you're not going to be able to swing it all by the time it matters against a team like BTR Fan Club. As your Twitter image proved, they have the bigger boxing glove, all right? They have the advantage here. They are currently one of the higher ranked teams in the tier 2 scene actively competing right now. They're ranked 13 NA. Said that a lot yesterday, gonna say it a lot today, because this team is the heaviest hitter in the heavyweight champions here. Again, $1,800 is on the line right now for whoever wins first place, as it is a $3,000 tournament. That's the split, but I gotta say, Zoe, this is going to be a pretty intense game. We've wanted it from the beginning. I mean, BTR, after knocking Argon Black down, Argon just was like, all right, you just gave us some more free practice before we beat you in the finals again. But we're in Agent Select now, so let's hope to find out who is going to be locking in the best agents.
Yes, and you said that BTR Fan Club was that bigger opponent, but the bigger opponents fall just as hard, if not harder. So we'll see if Argon Black can do that here with this double controller composition, and I'm expecting maybe to see mostly mirror comp minus obviously Skarn on that Jet versus Pain with the Raze. Otherwise, though, like I said, it's really going to be who can play these agents and this composition better. I feel like Lotus is one of those maps that's getting to the stage where you kind of know what you're expecting minus those duelist differences. Other than that, though, I do question Pain was kind of more of a Jet main. Because they are known to support that operator as well against kind of Skarn. So now that they're going to be on a Raze means they have to hit those shots without that safety net of the tailwind. So that'll be something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing, a mirrored team comp here, but that unfortunately will not happen because Skarn and Pain are different people with different plans. Honestly, I think Raze is better on this map, especially if you can combo it, but there's no breach. You don't have the Raze breach combo. You don't have the ability to slow people down. So that early nade, which we see a lot in, platinum and below lobbies being chucked out every round, isn't going to be happening here. But what we are going to be happening to see is how these teammates are going to work together, and hopefully how they're going to be able to compete against a team that is very strong here. I mean, statistically, you're looking at Skarn. He is one of the newer members. I mean, usually Coburg is instead Mikey. I mean, we've seen a little bit of a roster change here for BTR, and yet they've still dominated in this meta here. So I can't wait to see what's going to go down. But looking over on attack side, we've seen Core on those smokes every time. We've seen Sci-Fi doing an amazing job on Killjoy. I mean, this has been a long time coming here. I mean, 3 days, 10 games casted, over 30 games played in the past weekend here. So lots of stuff for us to be looking forward to. But Zobi, I gotta wonder, You know, do you think Argon Black is prepared?
I think the fact that they're starting out in the attack makes them a tad bit more prepared here. Obviously, this is BTR's pick, so that they did have that going for them, having the side of their choice to get that momentum started early on. So they can just hit their shots and use that momentum early out the gate. I think they have a solid fighting chance, but if they just start, you know, losing those initial fights, I think that confidence will go down the drain and they'll get those flashbacks to the upper bracket semifinals. Regardless though, like you said, things have already gotten started with the guiding light to try and force Skarn off this angle, but they have not been scared away thanks to the safety of that one way from the dark cover. But Dolaroos, the real spike efforts are headed towards B.
Yeah, and let's see if they are going to be able to take that spike, plant it down. B site for a pistol round, very common on Lotus here. And I gotta wonder, you know, are they going to be able to hold it down? Obviously, this team is going up against a lot, but ooh, Silent getting pre-fired right through the smoke. Actually, he's going to be taken down 26 HP, so that could impact them later down the road here. But look at Skarn's positioning. Might be able to grab the pick on a sci-fi, but he's got to be fast about it as he's getting flanked and will now be stuck behind Mal, but still getting the frag. Skarn, this aggression's paying off here, but eventually it will be a little bit too much for them to handle, and that's 2 picks down here. Zobi, this is a real back and forth. Look at them, they're now rotating even back into spawn again.
And ZeroCap is prepared for this. They have their knives out. They might not be expecting the pillar pressure, but ZeroCap is just letting them walk on by like a stroll in the park so far. When will they finally swing? And it's too late because Sci-Fi is the only member here who potentially has the read. The timing is missed. The opportunity has dashed away. And just like that, A site will be attempting to get occupied. Retro finally is able to make it backside, but still no exchange other than Silent X from drop. Clock is ticking, but plant should be secured here.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
Wow, and another pick down. Pain is just really showing up here with us today, and that is a great round here. I gotta ask you, Zobi, what did you think about that strategy they pulled out of the constant rotations, the constant hit one site, then the next site, then the next site? You know, what was that strat in your eyes?
I think part of it wasn't their choice, right? That toxic screen was a huge blow, a huge denial paired with that Viper snake bite on the B side. But I liked the C to A because if you are BTR Fanclub and you did your homework, you expect them to follow through on these site hits. You expect that aggression. And the fact that they didn't, they did basically beat them to that A site. It was a little iffy there, a little bit of a potential catastrophe if they hadn't cleared out ZeroCap when they did. But otherwise, I think it was clean.
Yeah, honestly, I do think it's clean as well, but let's see how clean they can keep up this going, because of course it's map 1, best of 5 against a great team, and this great team is getting aggro right down A long. Of course, you have the Viper over by C trying to just pinch him, but let's see what Bo5 wants to do about that. They get a ton of information. They know that it was going to be a rush. Calls out to that team, and look at the minimap. They're rotating effectively right through as Pain is still making some noise over on C, and actually baiting the entirety of the defense team to try to rotate over, as when you're in this econ position, you want to be as clumped up together as possible. But this is just a whole rendezvous. They're just like running around all over the place. Zobi, where are they going to land?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they saw the alarm bot and the Viper snakebite, they knew at least 2 members were at least in close proximity there, which is why they might not have wanted to challenge. Now that they've grouped up on C, it is a little bit more stacked, like you said, Silent. Not the only person there anymore to defend here, and they do have a deagle and a hand here in Ben, but his utility is going to prove to be ineffective in nullifying that one lower weapon. It's a third and looking for a fourth. Sci-Fi trying to hold on with this Bulldog, and so far the dark cover will protect them temporarily, but a 1v3 on the line, and if they rotate, these guns will be handed over, so they have to hold their ground, they have to fight, and there's no time, no life left, and it's a thrifty on the board for BTR Fanclub.
Wow, a thrifty. I mean, that could have gone any direction, but in the direction of Silent getting a 3-piece with some clean headshots with that Sheriff, I did not expect to happen. I mean, obviously Silent is one of the best players on this team, but it can't be understated with how good they just popped off there. Soloing a site, allowing their team to rotate and clean up what he leaves for them. And now we're seeing a team completely shattered when it comes to money and a lot of guns in the hands here of the defense.
And I mean, because of that, they know they can get aggressive a little bit. That same aggression could be punished if they can overwhelm. That toxic screen basically acted to divide the players as well here. Paint Shell as well, gonna finish off Silent X, and there it is, the satchel distraction. The backstab trying to come through, but Sci-Fi might even have a backstab of their own with the pressure from Mound. If they pull out the Trailblazer, the Deagle won't find its mark in time, and Pain, low HP, does have the gun upgrade, but ultimately, it's going to be a very difficult mission to achieve.
All right, well, it's going to be difficult, but if anybody can, Pain can. Obviously, rocking with a large weapon like the Vandal should be able to open up some doors for them, but it's not about the open doors. It's about who's going to hit the floor, who is going to be the last man standing here as Pain ready to try to swing out against a beautiful little crossfire. But wait a minute, he reads it, he feels it. It's like, I don't even have to spike, what am I doing? But no, he doesn't care. He still wants to commit and will grab the pick on a Coburg, but can't get Retro, and that is going to be a Vandal, and now the hands of the KJ.
Yeah, I mean, that's another round, obviously conceded away. And I said Argon Black had to come out of the gate swing. Losing the Thrifty was not the way to do that. But I wanna praise them there, right? Only walking away with 2 rifles on the side of BTR Fanclub, so it ensures that their economy isn't going to be running away just yet, but they do have enough funds to have Skarn already on that operator in round 4. But then again, Pain has the showstopper, so if you have a showstopper in your face and you're up and you have to hit a flick and a half to make sure that that big boy bazooka is neutralized, it looks like they're about to bring it swinging into the B site right out the gate potentially.
Wow, and out swinging, he used it to take that out, but of course, Pain still has that judge. So even if they weren't able to get a kill with that ultimate, look at how much space it bought. It gets them the spike down. It gets Pain in a position to hold this link with a gun that if you walk into and you don't expect it, you don't walk away from that. So let's see what Pain's going to do as he is spotted out. And look at that, turning around and breaking it with a classic shows they don't know that he still has this judge, but behind him he's blinded and he's gone. Coburg, beautiful read, and it looks like this retake might just be an easy peasy cake squeeze here if Silent and the rest of this team could just get on the site.
Yeah, I mean, the dark cover's allowing them to stick it here. All that post-plant utility now wasted away. No snake bites, no swarm grenades. The stick coming through, but it's not for long enough. The 2-2 scoreline, and we are tied here already on the first map, showing that nobody is going down without a fight.
Wow. I mean, no one went down without a fight for sure. What a beautiful post plant. Now tying us up 2-2 here, Zobi. I mean, if this is how it's going to begin with the games being this close, I can't wait to see how we're going to continue on. This is very reminiscent of the first time we watched Argon Black versus BTR. I mean, the very first game they played in the playoffs was in overtime. Of course, BTR did take that, but we might see something different today as both of these teams, I would think, are fighting on about even grounds here, especially with Sci-Fi going 7-2.
Exactly. And once again, the correct read from BTR Fanclub, setting up a trap play potentially here on Mound if, you know, Argon and Black will fall victim to it. And here is the layering of utility, and it's been essentially red. Like I said, they knew what was coming, and it's a counterplay to counteract this trap play, and they've taken out both of those players that were supposed to pinch through the door. And suddenly, 5v3, Seekers confirming some of the positions here. They should have a good decision of where to head.
Yeah, and now let's see what they can do. Attack and Killjoy will be popping down this lockdown, and I'm hoping that with a lockdown being just slotted right for a B site, they're going to have a repeat of that previous round. But Coburg, the guy who's always behind him, is going to open a door and might be able to find one pick, but nope, they're backing it up and actually does a ton of damage through a box there, and that's going to allow this team to try to just take some more chip from them. And with that chip, they finish off Sci-Fi, and now it's a 2-piece up close and personal. And I think that this might not be good for Zero Cap, but he doesn't care. He's going for the frags.
And Dom with that guiding light has given away their position as well, giving them this guy 1v1, but that is exactly the fight that they want to take and win, as Core as well will come through to support them, and suddenly they pull back into the lead despite that early loss on the Thrifty second round.
Yeah, I mean, so far we're seeing an early lead, as you pointed out there, Zoe, and I think that these guys are zooming to try to find more and more of a lead. But I gotta point out, You know, the thrifty round we saw early on from these players can be repeated. This can be yet another 3K for Silent, because close range, a Sheriff does a one tap, and if it's in the hands of a Radiant level player, in the hands of a NA rank 13 level player, then I could see that they can walk into this game with a knife and some duct tape and get some kills.
Yeah, exactly. But so far, a defaulted approach, they're not giving them that opportunity, that kind of juncture full of materials to get any kills just yet. And this is some kind of reserve, some discipline from Argon Black that BTR Fan Club might not be expecting, might not be used to thus far. No aggression from Mound that they might have been expecting, considering, like you said, it is going to be this eco buy for BTR Fan Club. So now that slow exploration is making an adventure towards the A site, where only the Killjoy is waiting, maybe some support through Link from the Viper as well.
Wow. And let's see this, though. I mean, what we are seeing from these players is going to be tough to take, but Silent trying to break through that door is going to just unload a whole clip into it. Retro gets blinded, has to bail, but I need to see what is the attack going to do. Where are they going to be planting and playing for the post plant? Looks like they're just going for the default style, going for the tree post plant. And that's going to help them a lot. I mean, they have the Viper Pit if they want to use it, but there's no reason to. But look at Retro. Oh, my God. These Sheriffs are just doing so much, and the knives are flying. But Bo5's not done. There's one, and now there's only one left. It's Core. And Core's getting two, but can he get one more? Oh, my God, Core.
That was fun.
3 HP still walking away. Some disrespect trying to be shown by Retro and BTR Fan Club. That or there's out of bullets and trying to buy time, the distraction for their teammate behind. But neither works out in their favor, and it just looks like a thrown round that should have been theirs off the Bladestorm frags and the gun upgrade from Skarn. And I mean, you summed it up perfectly. Oh my God, Core being the hero that they need on the smokes of all things.
Wow. I mean, that's what we need to be seeing from Core. You know, he's so consistent on this control agent that it's definitely scaring BTR here, but you can't scare Skarn. He's going to grab a nice clean pick, but accidentally walking into something he could not see before. But honestly, though, that's a first blood down and the entry here for the side of Argon. If Pain can't manage to get themselves on a site, then we're going to have to rely yet again on Core and Sci-Fi to really pick up where their team is leaving them to have to carry.
Yeah, but Sci-Fi is known for opening up parts of the maps that were previously undesirable routes. We've seen them on the Cypher, seen them do it on Breeze before, and some of these Killjoy lurks on Lotus can be just as trying for an opposing team. For now, though, the execution is towards A, so if they get onto a site, it'll be the backstab option for Sci-Fi, but they have to cross that bridge when they get here. They're contesting the site. The Paranoia will just miss, granting the opportunity, granting the Vipers hit online, and that will make things an even playing field, necessarily maybe even favoring Argon in the post plant.
Yeah, and now with the post plant, Argon here, they're in a huge advantage. Skarn, of course, off of that first blood, is going to have to start picking it up with Coburg getting that pick on a Dom. And Dom, if you didn't notice, he put down a lot of question marks before, but I think we're going to be seeing some question marks if Bo5 isn't going to be able to clutch up. Sci-Fi, though, on an amazing flank, but they're going in for this. That's one, and that's three! Bo5, wild spray. Beautiful job.
Hero play after hero play, and I gotta point out here that Bo5 was one of those players that, in my eyes, has had a tremendous amount of growth over the course of the Open Division number 3, because literally in our VOD review, we talked about how this player was overextending, playing more aggressive than they needed to be, and there in the Viper's pit, they were playing their life. They understood that there were 3 in the pit and going into that drop position, waiting for that flank from Sci-Fi, only fighting for their life when they needed to. It bought just enough time, and I mean, the frags were just the cherry on top.
Yeah, I mean, the cherry on top, and it looks like it's going to be a nice, clean pick there from Coburg. What is Core looking at? He got lost there for a second, but Coburg lost the 1v1. Skarn grabs Bo5 down. No longer can we see a nice triple kill, but a nade like that is going to just nearly nuke Skarn. But, of course, this is why you pick up a Sky, the heal and the info. And talking about info, Silent knows a lot about the flank here.
Or do they? I think they made it past the turret somehow undetected. Oh, wait, no, maybe not. Okay, no. I was about to say, Sci-Fi, come on. They were scaring me for a sec. Regardless, though, Zercap, the next contender up.
Planted.
it's basically sci-fi against the world here for now until the utility support from Sight comes through and it's suddenly a triangle of death. And Retro is the last to fall to this trio. And suddenly, the dominant force is looking like Argon here, 6-2. They are headed towards an opportunity to ensure a lead going into their defensive half on Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, so far, this has been a insanely powerful game from the side of Argon Black. They have just locked down this map of Lotus here, and I'm hoping that we're going to see a different team start to bloom again. I need to see what the team of BTR Fanclub is actually going to be, you know, consistent with, as this is the worst we've seen them play in the history of the playoffs. I mean, this is just not what BTR is known for. Obviously, they're being good for 1 or 2, but they need to be good enough to win some more. But Retro is just shutting these players down, and that's what we need to be seeing from the side of BTR. Lead it with a lockdown.
Yeah, and they get the opening first blood as well, and they are not done hunting. They will resend the pit, though, which is opening the door for a potential rotation here into the B side if Skarn isn't there to be the next denial. And suddenly they're the one to clean it up. And that is a change of pace that was desperately needed. The Flawless for 3-6 to start, closing the gap towards a potential even half.
Wow. I mean, just an amazing team here for us to see. And I'm hoping that they're going to be able to keep this going. But, of course, BTR able to win that one out. They still have a team that they're facing off against that is very close to some great initiation ultimates. They have Dom 1 away from the Seekers, 1 away on Pain for the Showstopper. But what do they have in response? Skarn nearly has those Blade Storms again. Coburg might be able to get some info, and Zero Cap should be able to just find out where these players are for a retake. So I like the setup that we have from both of these teams, just who's going to execute better.
Yeah, and I mean, Bo5, they're aware of the situation just because of that dark cover out in main so early out the gate. Because of that, they've fallen back, they've regrouped with the team, leaving Sci-Fi to their own mark, and the real attention is shifting over towards the C side. The Showstopper will get things started, but that Killjoy utility will shred the rest of the teams, halting their efforts. The Showstopper and the scare tactic is enough. They'll have a site, they should have a plant, and it will be this 5-on-5 retake with 2 members on the flank from A.
Oh, what a shot from Skarn, though, taking out Sci-Fi. That's going to make the post plant that much more difficult to hold, but Silent is here to try to make it work. Look at this, though. 3 players going for a very aggro playstyle, pushing right into CT. Core up close and personal. We've seen what he could do before, but Bo5 is going to be good for nothing as Skarn gets him. Zero Cap gets Dom, and they are now on the site, and it's all about the post plant. But Pain, he's got nade lineups, he's got everything he needs to maybe find some frags, but of course the bomb can be stuck from this angle. Coburg one taps 1, Pain has to swing, and Pain feels the pain. BTR is on the road to recovery here.
Yeah, I mean, you really did need Sci-Fi there to go big, to hold down and lock down that flank, and as soon as they fell, it just looked like Argon Black was not able to pick up the pieces, was not prepared for that snake chokehold that was brought by BTR Fanclub. And ultimately, I think they'll be able to fix these mistakes, right? They'll realize, okay, we need to not lean as heavily towards CT, because if our flank falls, then we're kind of stuck on an island. Regardless, though, Skarn respawning the operator here versus the save by now with Pain and Dom each on somewhat hero rifles of the Guardian and the actual rifle. For now, though, no pressure outside of Mound, just information gained from Waterfall by Retro, and it looks like they know that they have these guns. They know that they don't want to give them away right off the bat.
Let's see this. Obviously, Retro should be able to find a nice clean amount of picks here with whatever gun they bring to the table, but I like the fact that what we're seeing from the T side, from these attackers, is just taking it slow, but now they know when to bring the energy, and they're rocking it down. Silent, though, is going to be scared back into CT. Pain kind of scared back. The util usage from these players has been amazing to buy time, but the spike will eventually go down, and this is now a 4 against 5 with 1 player, Core, really just hanging on to a thread right now.
Yeah, and they've already remediated one of the issues from the last round, that post-plant position. Now, for Mound, 1 player on site, the rest in the comfort off site. And Skarn has jumped over Pain, and because of that, they will lose their life. Cobra is at least there for the trade, and off the guiding light, they are pushing full force into Mount Bo5 in no position here potentially to even get fire on that spike position, and because of that, the Zero Cap will be able to hold main, hold down the defuse, and it will be that one round separation here. Like you said, road to recovery, now maybe even a road to a tied game.
Yeah, I mean, nearly tied, 5-6 at the last round here, and Skarn is pulling out an op. We have Coburg ready to get whatever gun he wants, but it's rifles versus rifles. However, I know the defense is going to be very happy about their position that they found themselves in. I know that they are down in rounds, but this is a round where, you know, utility matters, but weapon choice also matters. And an op in the hands of Skarn, as long as it's in the right position, can find some good picks. But wait a minute, what? Retro at the last second decides it's my turn as well. Double opping for the last round.
Yeah, I mean, a double-pronged attempt, but both operators are not on the site that the spike is headed. In fact, they don't even have a Sentinel or a Pseudo-Sentinel on this site. It's Zero Cap against the world, and they realize this might be a mistake, so we see the rotation from both controllers here. One tentatively in spawn, one here in drop, with the support that we've seen potentially from those snake bites. And as a double-pronged hit through tree and main come through, here comes that utility to deny the space, to deny the entry.
Here we go. Coburg might be able to just find one pick, as he already has gotten the Viper down, but this is an attacking ultimate. This is huge. The lockdown guarantees them the entirety of site. I mean, it covers so much ground here, but they are going to use that to get onto the site. But will they have enough time to actually plant and get set up before the defense has an insane retake here?
Yeah, and I mean, there's already one on the flank as well. Pain, though, trying to give them at least that numbers advantage back here with his aggression onto those drop players. They should know that one of them has fallen down because they have left that space now unchecked. Two players holding the angle, though, to off the turret contact. The swing, though, and it's Pain to get the trade plus one here. That Pain shot back online is going to further deny space, and suddenly that flanking player is the last to stand, putting them in a 3v1 situation. Time running short, not giving any 1v1s over. Dom and Pain holding this dark cover, and even if that fails with the clean shot on the drop, they are there for the trade, there to secure their lead going into the defensive half.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of the more interesting games and maps in Valorant. I like what we're seeing here from Lotus. I like the different levels of tactics that you have to bring. If you're a B player, you have to be able to be aggressive. If you are on C, you got to be defensive. And if you're on A, you got to find that balance. I mean, Lotus has so many different aspects to it, and I like that it brings out the best in these two teams. BTR Fanclub, one of the best. Argon Black trying to get up into that title level. But looking at this, they're in the lead. They're beating out the team that beat them. So let's see if they're going to be able to take one on the board for the first time against BTR. But of course, we're going to have to watch Retro just having a little bit of a recreational activity with his teammate.
Yeah. And once again, like you predicted, that A main space aggressively going to be taken here off of this utility usage, mainly this one way instead of that nade combo. And because of that here, we might have an early duel as soon as the toxic screens or that one-way fall. And as one falls, the other arises, and Bo5 seasoned and ready with the pit. Sorry, the snake bite to deny this pressure, and it is Carnage. The late nade does the job for them. Vulnerability might be the better combination than a suck, then a concuss in this situation here. Putting Retro at 50 HP, a high-low fight to take, and Pain gets a fourth.
Wow. Pain brings the pain and just makes it rain that amount of damage and cash for their team. Now, looking at Pain, 17-9, nearly a 2.0 KD. No one is even close to getting that kind of efficiency. And, you know, this is what we want to be seeing. I'm glad that we're not seeing, you know, a sub team from Argon in the finals. I know that we had a bit of an issue earlier on. And if you remember, the reason that we saw this team get knocked down previously is they did not have this roster. Pain was MIA, Evolves was taking the place of them. So having Pain back, you could see how much of a benefit this player brings to the team.
Yeah, I mean, Jet, Raze, name the duelist, they can do it here. The question is, can Dom do the same with this utility paired with the Pain Shell? And now The rotations as well coming in through that door on the C site will leave BTR Fan Club run into the hills, run into A, where Sci-Fi is sitting in waiting with their own utility, this Killjoy defense. For now, though, BTR Fan Club has beat them there. They should at least be able to get plant money on their save, which is one check in the book. Let's see if they can follow through and get some frags against these forced weapons, against this maybe hero rifle from Pain, against this Guardian and this Bulldog. And there it is, Silent X once again, the Deagle to open things up.
Yeah, and let's see what this Deagle can do. Pain up close and personal might be able to get some nice damage dealt, but Sci-Fi still grabbing the picks. Bo5 on the flank will grab Retro, and it's up to Zero Cap to try to get this bomb to blow, but yeah, ooh, not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, that crossfire, they were letting anything slip by. And although they lose one player, they do get that gun safely back in their arsenal. And 9-5 about to hit double digits here if they can win their bonus round. And this is where if you're BTR Fan Club, you know, I know they might not be seasoned or used to having to take timeouts, but this is a round before, you know, these players run away that you might want to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking clean. Honestly, what I need to now see from these guys, looking at a huge, just monumental lead that we've seen taken from Argon Black, is these rifles. I want to see what they can do. I need to see if they can shut down Pain. He's had this Vandal for too many rounds. And honestly, I think that as long as you find maybe 1 or 2 picks early on, if you are on the side of attack, you can take a round.
Yeah, and for now, it just trades of utility to deny this site control. Maybe some mind games at the doors and the rotations, but the execution will come through, and that utility plus Bo5 with the excellent timing and the aim to shut down or drop 2 players. Silent X trying to fight back, but it's the backstab from the entirety of the remaining forces on the side of Argon Black to close down that hope, close down the buy round for BTR Fan Club, earning them double digits and likely an 11th round as long as they don't get thriftied.
Honestly, what I need to see from these guys is just being able to rock and roll, but Bo5, looking at this player, that Guardian play that they just did, pretty much won them the round. Just popping off with this gun. And the Guardian is one of my favorite guns on this map. Back when, you know, it first came out, I used the Guardian, and you will find out that not only Ascent is made out of paper mache, Lotus, even though it has thick walls, has certain angles that can be decimated. For example, tree. For example, corner of mound. But let's see if they're going to be able to get cornered here. Pain needs to find one. Will do. And might be able to find Skarn as well.
Yeah, that paranoia just seconds late from protecting them here in that situation. But the backstab on the B side has come through. Maybe a lack of miscommunication, a lack of information there since they were so worried about this A execute. But the damage is not going to hurt them for long. And they should know that Zero Cap was in fact on the B side. So they'll start checking all those extremities here. You can see because of that, Zero Cap has been able to wrap, might even be able to recover Pain's gun if they play their cards right, like finding Core. But instead, they want the plant money. They might play the long game here instead. But that spike plant has been heard. And look at this. Dom Bo5 playing together. No solo fights taken again. And I mean, Dom just would have won it even with a solo fight outright. So that will get to the fuse. That will get that 11th round that we predicted.
Wow. I mean, BTR Fan Club, I gotta ask, what is going on right now? You know, this is a team that I have been following for a long time. I've been looking at these guys compete at IGLeague, Mystic. I've seen them compete all over the place. They've gone all the way to LAN events before, and yet here they're not landing a single round for themselves. And now I gotta just wonder, is this the start of a bad streak for them? Because if Argon Black can take this, this is Argon's Black potential first ever win at a tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we see Fly Valley in chat, and we know that this is their team, their child, and they got to be a proud parent here. Looking at the 11-5, and they even have some powerful ultimates to try and propel themselves onto match point. The Seekers, the showstopper that we know Pain has brought to the game, and so far they're trying to bring it out to C Mound, but nobody is there, nobody is home, because A is where they have their sight set on. Maybe B as well as a potential backdoor option. Skarn being the one to search here, being the one to try maybe take this Viper utility out of the picture if Bo5 overextends here.
Yeah, if Bo5 is not able to lock it down, I mean, we are going to find a little bit of a opportunity to find some more frags for the side of BTR. But of course, BTR, this is the probably last round they're going to be able to full buy if they fail. So I need to see if they can just lock this in, but they're starting it off with the Seekers to break through. And with that, they're just dashing right up to sight. Bo5 will not get much damage dealt. The Sky, though, just slowly getting melted by some util on the ground, but Zero Cap will just grab it back down. And uh-oh. Wait, he survives? What? Where? Why are you shooting over there? Luckily, Bo5 will still get the frags, but what a unique play from Pain. I mean, how are they winning this?
I have no clue, but Silent, the last to stand, the last to fall, and it will be match point for Argon Black. And I kind of had the same question there. I was like, okay, they've entered on the site. Pain is clearly waiting to kill the planter, and then suddenly, you know, a speck in the corner of their eye catches them, and they rose the ult into oblivion, I guess, somehow. Or it's the raise nerfs, you know. They'll tell us what they think of that, or what their POV was later, I'm sure. But regardless, I mean, we're gonna have a quick tech pause, which could pause their momentum, but it's only gonna be temporary. As you said, the economy's been wasting away here as the half has unfolded for BTR Fan Club. And you said that last round might be their last full buy, but now they are gonna be forcing up these rifles, forcing up these light shields buys, and that might make their utility suffer in the long run.
Yeah, this could be the just main impact that we see from BTR. You know, the lesson, the takeaway, the moral of the story for BTR is that Argon Black has just put themselves so far ahead. And that's going to be a little concerning from me anyways, because now it's match point advantage. It's been nearly a flawless first half here. So I don't know if this is going to be ready enough for these players, but with a little bit of a tech pause, I'm hoping that they're going to be able to just come back on top here, or hopefully take it. But hi everybody, I guess we're on air now.
Oh, we're on screen. Hello. I'm just like so focused.
I know, same. I was like, I'm just spinning in my chair, and then I'm like, what did Hydra mumble? And then I go and check, and we're on air. So yeah, but yeah, tech pause everybody. So this is actually a good time to ask our chat, guys, who do you have your money on? I mean, Argon Black, the, you know, very aggressive team, not only in gameplay, but also in chat, because these guys are known to be toxic if they're winning. So Dom learning how to back it up for once. Now he's doing well. So what are your guys' thoughts moving forward here? You know, are we expecting BTR to make a comeback, or is Argon Black just going to take it all back?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some Let's Go Argons and some hearts in chat, and obviously their #1 supporter there. But I do think that, like I said, they had to win this map. They can rewrite history on the second map for Breeze, because we know Ascent, to my eyes, they should be counted out when you have a 13-4. Like, what can you change that drastically to get that dub on the board? And, I mean, I'm excited to see Breeze, to be honest. It was so close before, and I'm wondering if it's going to be a stomp like... I'm not gonna say this has been a stomp, because like at least 5 rounds, but as beneficial, as successful as it has been for them.
Yeah, and now we need to get ours from both teams to jump in, and we do got it. So here we go. We're back on, and I gotta say, you know, you talked about Breeze. Last time these two people played on Breeze, it went to overtime, 12-14 in the favor of BTR. So, I mean, is it going to be like this, a 5-12? I don't think so.
I mean, Argon is the one that picked it, though, so they must have something cooking like they do with this A, aggression, but realizing the entire team is barreling towards them. They are going to have to take that escape hatch in to B-Link for now, where it might not even be an escape. It might be a route to their death. That snake bite potentially forcing Pain into an exchange here, but Retro has not followed through because of that Killjoy turret, and it is going to be a follow-through on the A side. Spike down, Zero Cap caught the Trailblazer out, and this might be the beginning of the end. Core as well, adding to their tally here. 4v3, site not taken, and these players are split up and divided. Pain the only one, though, in an unfavorable situation on the side of Argon and Black, but they even know how to deal with those circumstances, and the numbers have dwindled even further to a 2v4.
Wow. I mean, these guys are just really taking the cake here for this team, but now I think we're going to be seeing the first game go over unless Coburg can pull a core and clutch a 1v4 if his teammate is able to maybe carry his own weight as well. Skarn's here, but now Skarn, it's up to you. One and done. Bo5, I mean, what an insanely just efficient game from Argon Black. They took the last round and they just don't want to give it back.
Yeah, I mean, every player stepping up when they needed to here on this squad of Argon Black, and I'm hoping that will maintain as they move over to Breeze, where I'll say even the people that were at the bottom of the leaderboard, like Dom, like Sci-Fi, for their team, don't get me wrong, they're still in the upper half for the entire game, will be on agents that they're even more comfortable on. Sci-Fi specifically, if you remember, in their qualification match on Breeze, was the top of the lobby there, consistently just being a thorn in the opponent's side, and I'm expecting to see that same kind of pressure again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing only the best of the best here at the grand finals. I mean, this is these are the two teams that we were excited to see compete. I am shocked that BTR only got 5. I mean, and that's a little crazy. So I'm hoping that these guys are going to be able to do better on Breeze. I mean, as we've been pointed out, it should be a closer one, but just because something should be some way doesn't mean that that's how it's going to just turn out. So with that being said, we're going to cut to a short break, be right back on Breeze Agent Select with these two teams ready to prove that they aren't only good for 5.
He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited, his mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard.
Win it again.
You will not kill my
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he makes those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. On one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up. And right now, Truly with this tour de force is gonna spot one and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. God. That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Single-handedly
No!
them back into this game.
We're now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense.
Oh, no!
And the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
Now this could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3. This is going to be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's got to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more.
Oh!
Okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and LA Luch down in one shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it!
He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what
Battling
we
it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heaven, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets two. Last guy, he's got it. And Gio, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay.
He no-scopes it. He wall.
And we are back for the IGLeague Open Division #3 Grand Finals. BTR Fan Club versus Argon Black here on Breeze. Map #2, where in the first map on Lotus, 13-5, Argon Black disrupted the momentum of the game, disrupted what BTR had hoped would be a strong start on their own map pick. Now, though, over to the trying grounds of map 2 on Breeze, where they are jumping right into things we don't even get time to discuss these agents either. What do you think of this?
Well, what I think of this is I think that we're going to be seeing Coburg really need to come up on top here, as Coburg previously was on that smoke, now back on a duelist here, and it's a double duelist comp for the side of BTR Fan Club. Skarn rocking in the jet, as we always know they do, but I also want to point out the difference in Sentinels. All right, we got one side, which of course is going to be a Cypher. Sorry, my brain just turned off after reading chat. Retro as well on the chamber. So it's going to be a classic battle of who is better, Cypher or Sci-Fi on Cypher, or Evolves on Cypher, which I think we got the answer to yesterday.
Yeah. No, yeah, Sci-Fi definitely takes the cake there. But I have a question for you. Is this the composition that BTR Fan Club brought in their last exchange against Argon Black? Do you remember by chance?
Honestly, I don't think it's the exact same team comp, no.
Interesting. Considering how close it was, that is definitely a spell changer. And I'm surprised that they have the chamber and not, say, a deadlock, too, which we know Retro has tried out on this map. But regardless, we're already into the chaos, already in where Retro is going to have to use that rendezvous to recover in the backside, but it's only temporary as Pain tries to aggress and loses their life, but Dom is there just as easily, and the Sovas are the ones making an impact here in the round. 3v2 site has been taken and cleared as Spike will get planted.
Wow. Well, let's see what they can do now. I mean, Silent here to maybe find a frag from behind. Will grab core. That's a huge pick down, but wait a minute. Look behind you. Sci-Fi cleans it up, takes out Silent. Might be able to do it again. Dom here to find another frag, possibly. But there's only one he needs to get. And uh-oh, you're spotted. And right in front of the Sova.
I mean, if you're not expecting them to swing, you're expecting them to play time. I mean, Dom probably didn't swing until after the dart was removed, so respect there. But regardless, the round still taken, and it has shown that already out the gate. I mean, I think it's interesting that BTR has kind of given the starting attack side back over to Argon, considering this was Argon's pick. And I think that also might just be a mistake, since this is their stronger half. It is a way for them to get started straight out the gate like they have.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to be able to have that same level of success here. But we're going to have to see what happens moving in. Of course, Retro might be able to find a frag with a Headhunter. That's a Pocket Guardian, as we all know. So, wait a Bo5. Oh!
I was about to say, Bo5 might have to take the solo fight. Neither of us even realized the score was up there, seen with our surprised expressions. But regardless, Argon's still coming out on top, still keeping all those guns in play, minus maybe a Bulldog, but I mean, everybody else has, I think they forced 3 rifles, mind you, so I don't think they'll be down much power here, as execution onto the A site will come through. Their smokes are gone, and because of that, Coburg gets some free shots with the Marshall. Volvo is using that as an advantage, so is Pain, to just take these fights head on and win them all in stride. And this time they are not throwing their thrifty towards BTR Fan Club.
Wow. clean round. I mean, that's what we need to be seeing from these kind of players. And now we're looking at BTR Fan Club putting a lot of pressure on themselves to maybe win this round. And of course, they lost the pistol, but this is not going to be too easy, as it's not really much of a bonus round here. Silent and the rest of this team is going up against a team that has 3 rifles but only 2 pistols, so it's really like a 2v5 or 3v5 early on in these rounds until we can see some weapons start getting transferred between teams.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you find one together, you can give one of those rifles one as a trophy over to Dom or Core. So you're probably going to see that kind of forward aggression from the players that do have the rifles. And as I see that, you see here, Pain leading the way. Bo5 and Core tucked behind them safely as they're taking this pillar. Maybe this door control as well, as the flashpoint goes out over, and Pain is extending deeper and deeper into mid.
Yeah, deeper and deeper, but let's see if they're going to be able to just find that first pick.
Oh, no.
Zero cap. Oh,
Flick and a half. Oh my goodness. And that is the first blood drawn in the water. Speaking of water, the high tide is now up. The execution coming through. Both players prepared here in a little low game, with that cove proving to be temporary protection.
Spike down B.
Just
no
like,
way.
yeah.
Wow. I mean, these guys are really rocking it in.
30
I mean,
seconds
I
left.
love what we're seeing from these players,
Spike
but
planted.
Silent X looking to maybe find a frag, might be able to find 1 or 2. Oh, the double swing, but it
Player
almost
standing.
ends up in a double kill for Silent. But BTR Fan Club, they have not won one yet and will not win this one. That is just so scary if you're on the opposite side of these guys. I mean, you lost your bonus. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, it's round 4. They already had the Reckoning online as well. You can see the economy now struggling on the side of BTR Fan Club, with the most expensive weapon being that Guardian. And even if they decide to go for it, they won't have a single shield. So it's a glass cannon with a Guardian of all things, and it's going to be positioned on mid. They know these past few rounds, Pain has liked to go up there, and they're going to try and bring the punishment. But this time, nobody is going mid, except for Sci-Fi holding down that flank like they normally do. Instead, dedicating themselves towards this A site.
Let's see how dedicated these guys actually are. Dedicated to winning it, or are they going to find something? Skarn, we've seen him buy these hero guardians before, but I need to see what he can actually do with it. Big, ooh, Silent nearly actually getting a 1-tap down, but of course we can see it. He can't. Might be able to swing out and gets the pick on a Pain. There goes the top frag, and they're just swinging. But Dom crouch checks him, able to win that one out. 4 against 4. Core grabs another on a 0 cap and another on a Skarn. It's up to 2 players, with 1 Coburg having a rifle in hand, and they're both coming right through the doorway.
Yeah, smart play to try and play this together. They might be able to get that Guardian back in to the hands of one of these players, but the Dickers backside, they all line up, but still the picks won't come through. So Retro is left in the 1v3, and their position is spotted. Time is ticking, and you can see here, Argon and Black is just on the way out, and Core will pick up a 3rd. And I mean, you know, we've seen Core here do magic on this A site Breeze, and I think that's one of their best sites in that post-plant situation we've seen.
Wow. I mean, beautiful job there. 0 to 4. And BTR Fan Club, I am a little disappointed in the tier that we've seen them compete in today. But of course, that doesn't mean that it's done. It's a best of 5, not a best of 3. This isn't the last chance that they have. This is, of course, going to be hopefully Argon Black just wanting to come out swinging. But I don't know. You know, are they going to be able to keep that energy going for a whole best of 5?
I mean, what? It was 6-2, and they were able to bring it back to a 7-5. But for now, like you said, that momentum is showing no signs of stopping. Both the Hunter's Fury and the Null Command invested, but this time it is BTR Fan Club bringing the aggression in the forefront. Coburg doesn't need any utility to frag. Skarn apparently, though, might, as Dom will drop them in elbow, and now is searching for those lurking players that they knew had established themselves. Bo5, though, caught with a knife out in tunnel. A little bit of punishment here, as I suddenly realized that B was all a ruse and Spike was planted on A.
Yeah, and with Spike being planted down, this is not going to be a fun one. Of course, we can see Sci-Fi just grabbing another pick away. Zero cap here, but wait, they take out Sci-Fi.
Enemy remaining.
And they take out Dom. It's only one remaining, but do they have time? And with an ult like this, they get all the info. But are they going to have time to stick? They have to stick it. They have to back it, but oh, Pain. He clutches the round for his team. And luckily, Zero Cap walks away with a weapon, but again, it's 0-5.
Yeah, I mean, I love the shock dart, maybe hoping that from a previous fight, maybe some lucky wall bangs that Pain was low enough to die to, or at least be scared to push up through it while the stick was coming through. But I want to point out how nice that cloud burst was from Pain to try and delay the effects, kind of nullify what might have happened from that dimensional rift. And I think that's ultimately what won them the round. You know, they were able to outplay the clone, outplay any potential flashes that would have come their way, any 1v1 against the Yoru. And because of that, we are looking at this 5-0 hope starting to slip away of your BTR fan club. And once again, no timeouts in sight. What is in sight, though? Early aggression yet again into elbow. The question is, will the pacing be right as Sci-Fi spy cam flickers open and closed?
Here we go. I mean, these guys are rocking it for us, but Silent looking to find some frags, and Will. Silent grabs one, but unfortunately blind as a bat and will get swatted out of the sky. Coburg needs to do what Silent does with this Sheriff. He wants to win it for his team. And unfortunately, Skarn is going to be good for one. Coburg grabs a Spectre, but it's 2-3. Make it a 1v3. And Coburg's here to pop off. There's another one down.
Fake teleport.
Yeah, but not giving over these fights anymore, realizing that Cobra can hit these shots if you give him the opportunity. Spectre trying to isolate the fights, but it is just anybody's game. The running gun will afford them one, but like you said, they're out of time. Having a stick in Sci-Fi is there for the swing.
And he actually he kills Sci-Fi though. He kills Sci-Fi.
Okay, that's good. But I mean, it's 6-0. They got plenty of money in these wallets, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, but you gotta look at some things being nice, you know. I mean, that was all right, but yeah, a timeout definitely going to help this team out a bit. 0-6. I mean, what we are looking at here is hopefully, you know, Skarn being able to start popping off a bit more. Retro doing the same. 2-6 and 1-6, not ideal. To be honest with you, now that I did the math, Skarn has not even had a Jet ultimate up yet, and neither has Retro. This is the first time we've seen it, so they haven't relied on these weapons that should be able to balance out the economy. They just don't get those because they haven't gotten those impactful frags yet.
Yeah, but at least Retro does have the Tour de Force online now, so I'm guessing that's what they're talking about during this timeout. And why they might have waited this long is they were waiting for these ultimates to come into play so they can find a recipe for success to start pulling them out of this hole they have dug themselves into. But regardless, I mean, can you change the tide this late, right? Like you said, the economy is pretty much shattered, so you win this round or you definitely lose the numbers advantage going into the next half. And we saw how that went for them over on Lotus when it was the same starting sides, so I would not be surprised if history repeats itself.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the best, but I mean, these guys are solid players. They know how to be rocking this up, so I mean, we can see something coming out of these, but I need to see more from pretty much everybody on this time. Time here. But Zobi,
Right here.
Pain popped his knives. This team is so rich, and they still are popping. They can afford to pop abilities while having full buys, and that's going to be a misplay. Coburg grabs the pick.
Yeah, Pain might have been feeling themselves saying, hey, let me get this Jet Knives clip real quick. But equally quick is Coburg there, like you said, with the frag, with the first blood. And now, Sci-Fi, that lurk that they are used to finding impact on, is staring down Zero Cap here in Ness. And they got the lineups for days, but Silent X actually getting more action off of this Poison Cloud. Not even to have a second glance at the go-to clone, so it will be a 1-for-1 trade as the backstep comes through. So numbers advantage firmly in their favor. Now that the recon bolt is there, they are quite literally divided on each side of the site. The shock darts will go through that harbor cove, though. It only stops bullets in this situation.
Fake teleport.
And 2v4, the Hunter's Fury as well, going to be invested. So that's every single ultimate minus the Viper's Pit and the blades. But Sci-Fi, 5 bullets.
My eyes are down.
1v2. Doesn't want to give a single round over to BTR fan club.
Yeah, and without giving a round, these guys might be able to clutch it up. Sci-Fi,
enemy
one
remaining.
more. Oh my god. Sci-Fi, he's just playing time now. And Retro will take a few shots through, but... oh! So, I mean, you say no. I understand. It's because Sci-Fi had an amazing clutch, but I'm going to say yes. We're seeing a team on the board there, but it cost them way too much to take out a single Cypher.
Yeah, no, completely. I mean, like we said, I mean, Sci-Fi, like, I like, you know I'm a Sentinel. I mean, I always root for the Sentinels, especially when they're left in the clutch situations, because that happens way too many times. So if there's anybody that can do it, it would have been them. Regardless, though, I mean, Retro also Sentinel technically, but, you know, I still see Chamber as the odd one out in that situation. But I think it was smart there to go for the Vandal to try and play these new boxes, the new changes on Tabria, showing why the changes now hopefully help the defenders and make this a more defender-sided map. I mean, Argon Black's not making it look like that here, but at least they got a round on the board. As now we move into the next, and the Reckoning will be invested to try and keep Argon Black in the front running.
See if they can. An op in the hands of Retro, as he pointed out. A huge opportunity to find some damage, and Bo5 is actually going to get spotted by that Yoru and decide, I'm not pushing this in. Yoru's still getting a bunch of information here. Jeez, they're just getting everything from him.
I don't know why I found it so funny just seeing seeing Cobra just stop and cave and just stare. But regardless, they will fall after the Dimensional Drift has run out there between pyramids. And because of that, the players that were ready to rotate over to B haven't been able to just yet. But even with the first blood, you don't see a shift in aggression, which I think is why BTR Fanclub has been struggling. They're so used to this ego playstyle from Argon Black, and that has just disappeared like smoke. They're so disciplined. They're so waiting for the mistakes, waiting for the rotations. Even the defaulted approach from BTR Fanclub, that'll even award them
30
a
seconds
pick
left.
against the Viper. At least Retro was there, ready for the trade. But once again, it's literally just them controlling, like with magnets, the players from site to site of BTR Fanclub.
Yeah, there's a lot of control here for us, but let's see. Skarn, ready to make it work, ready to maybe find some kind of entrance for this team. Zero Cap's doing the same on the other side of yellow, but Bo5 in that position will grab one. Dom grabs Zero Cap, and now it's Retro, who we know is probably going to be saving this up.
Yeah, I mean, they finally got it online after the Tour de Force last round. 6-1. This means that there will be numbers advantage in favor of Argon Black yet again. Nice little flip with the Headhunter will ensure that they at least hold on to it for now. But Dom is there to ensure that Operator is no longer a card in the hand of BTR Fanclub.
Wow. Beautiful stuff here. I mean, this is what we want to be watching from Argon Black. They have really came into their own, and I'm hoping that they can continue this streak because, you know, maybe it's time for them to be on the throne. I put a pedestal underneath the team of BTR Fanclub, and now I don't know if they deserve to stay there. I mean, obviously getting to this point flawlessly, haven't lost a single game up until last one. This is something different here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And because of that, they might be getting antsy here. They might just be trying to outpace the aggression, but it will be equally met by Argon Black here. Dom and Pain both opening up to this A side. They know that those are the two players that have been playing here time and time again. And they are not done hunting. This utility combo through the high tide is just so good. Information, flash. You cannot do anything to retake early if you are BTR Fanclub. And now, I mean, they just have so much site control. Minus maybe Silent X with a clean shot to cut off the rotation flank. But I mean, look at the coordination. It's a 2v3.
Last player standing.
Wow. I mean, this has been absolutely insane from Argon in another round, 7-round deficit here. There's not a lot of opportunity to make a comeback in this moment. This has been just a crucial slice down, a complete chop in half of where expectations were. I mean, you know, crazy thing is we're just watching Argon Black consistently lower this expectation I have for the side of BTR and raising what I would expect from them in every future tournament. But
This is gonna
I don't know. I'm looking at ultimates. Attack has a ton, defense got none.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, yes, they saved last round, so they have some sort of semblance of weapons going into this round. They are looking towards, like you said, that sea of ultimates, and we've seen how clean the executes have been off of just one. And now they have multiple to work with. Looks like the null command will be the tool of choice, and because of that, Core will be the victim to fall through the high tide. And we've seen how monumental they are to this post-plant A hold. And I'm kind of nervous now. I mean, even now, 5v3, numbers finally in advantage of BTR Fanclub. Like, they might have figured something out if they can deal with Dom as the next target.
Yeah. Can they deal with Dom as the next target? Looks like they can't. Dom's just getting a two-piece, but now on the reload, Bo5's gonna still back him up. You cannot take out Dom unless you are Zero Cap. Beautiful shock dart, and it looks like Zero Cap, though, might be done from Sci-Fi. Another clutch from the Cypher.
Oh my goodness, they were like, I lost the first round of this game, I will not lose the second. And I mean, that's just one of the changes that we've wanted. I don't want to see what changes we wanted to see, because they've just been pretty flawless, -1 round so far. But I mean, that's the Sentinel clutch I've wanted to see here so far on Breeze. And other than that, I mean, once again, just a strategy shift coming out from Argon Black to stay undetected, to stay unpredictable. But somehow it seems like with the number stack, the gamble stack, they might have gotten this read correct on the side of BTR Fanclub.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, locking it down like that could have some good...
I know exactly where.
What a shot. Let's do it again, though. Come on. You know you have the ability to. You know you have the ability to lock these players down.
Yeah, Zero Cap trying to bait them out, too.
I like it. I like the bait, but I don't know. Attack, they got a free A site. And the second they realize that, we're going to be seeing the Harbor just start booking their legs. Core will rotate, and Skarn spots info. They know that it is going to be an A push, but they still hear players over by cannon. It's kind of just distracting them here. It's keeping them in mid.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that we were going to see a repeat of that Bo5 lurk through A that we saw a few breezes in the past, with Dom maybe being the one to get picked from mid, but they've thoroughly cleared out the backside, confirming A is empty for the package delivery, safe and sound here. So it will have to be a retake attempt, 3v3, but they should be able to at least collect some bigger weapons than these Guardians if they choose to do so. That Cove going to be an early indication. In fact, that spike has been planted on A, but even then, like I said, Garn was so close. They have the information. They'll have at least some time to work with here as Execute comes through.
Oh, wow. Okay, Skarn able to get the trade, but Zero Cap falling is huge. Makes this a 2v2. Can Core find the pick? I mean, he's got the timing, and he will grab them down, but Coburg ain't done. Light Armor spots the player in main, knows that this is going to be a main versus bomb plant, and Core is trying to buy himself some time. Coburg might just stick it, and he gets it halved, but does not pull off after getting it half. Had to have stuck it the entire time to win it, and attackers are up 9 rounds.
In the half.
This could be a 10-2.
Yeah, I mean, Argon Black has had their fair share of 9-3s. They've had a 10-2. They want to add to that tally here. Like you said, I mean, 11-1 would be insane, though, too, in any regard. And what I'm thinking we're looking at, given how this game has been going. But regardless now, even though they're going to be reset a little bit in terms of economy, having to force up this triple Guardian squad, they have the Tour de Force on the line. So I'm questioning why they don't give, you know, maybe that better weapon over. But regardless, once again, read not terrible here. Skarn in the right place at the right time, but still no fights really being conceded. Because of that, it's forward aggression even deeper by BTR Fanclub. Maybe trying to say, okay, nothing we normally do is working. Let's try out a little bit more aggressive of an approach. And Pain is there to bring the pain and punish it. Bo5 as well to make sure that that trades come through and numbers advantage remains in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, this is some insane stuff, but looks like we are seeing the Guardian start doing some damage, and Coburg on the flank grabs one. I mean, hold up. We can see a 10-2 here. Or we can see two players coming to their own with some potential clutching. Dom, the guy who likes to put the BM in the chat, is now going to be on the top of the scoreboard in a 2v3. Core going for the bomb plant, previously off of a successful clutch. They can win this out pretty well if they just work as a team.
Yeah, and then Owl Drone will give no information over. Last round, might as well invest the ultimates as well. The peak and the concuss from the Reckoning is perfect. And they put Core in an ideal position here to win if they can find Zero Cap, knowing how low Coburg is, but the angle swap at the wrong time, Coburg being the perfect bait for Zero Cap to get the frag, and now the defuse, and they will hold on to dear life for this 10-2 that they now have to climb out of next.
Wow. I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to climb out. Hopefully we're going to see them be able to rock and roll it, but I want to know if these players are going to be able to maybe make a slight comeback here. Apparently we did see one player have a mouse die, but it's not going to be easy to clutch it up here. Of course, I got to wonder, Zobi, what are your thoughts moving forward? What are your thoughts in how this game's been going?
I mean, I know all of yesterday I was saying that I wanted to see the Argon Black BTR fan club rematch because of how close Breeze was versus the stomp that was juxtaposed on Ascent to the 13-4. And I was like, we're not getting the full story in that matchup here. But this is the complete opposite of what I was expecting. 13-5 on the first map, now 10-2. It's like an even more hectic and unexpected outcome so far in this grand finals. And I mean, I'm excited to see Ascent next, considering that's where we saw the 13-4 in favor of BTR fan club. So I mean, if Argon Black just stomps there, I'm gonna be questioning if like this is even the same players, if they don't have other people playing on their accounts.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be crazy. I would also say it could be different players, you know, let your little brother play on the side of BTR because they haven't competed, you know, they haven't been here. But with that being said, obviously, though, we've seen Coburg start popping off. We've seen Retro trying their best. Zero Cap's gotten great utility usage. I think the main issues is that on defense, Skarn just cannot capitalize on how aggressive he'd like to play without being punished by an equally aggressive team in Argon Black. So maybe now that they're on attack, things will be different for them. You'll have that entry, you'll have that duelist start, you know, leading in with those frags. But if not, you know, $1,800 versus $800, just $1,000 discrepancy between first and second place. So, you know, starting off early, you're going to see a little bit of an issue here for these guys. But I don't know. It's a real back and forth here. So
yeah, no.
Sure.
I completely agree. And a team that's used to winning, like you said, that's been a consistent high performer in the tier 2, tier 3 scene, like, they do not want to lose. They're probably not expecting this kind of back foot pressure, having to consistently play catch up. And the only good thing here is that they're no longer in that economic hole they were in last half, having to claw with those ultimates coming in late. Instead, though, it's going to be this final buy. The trip's starting to get baited out by this Yoru clone as well, and that utility is allowing them to take solo fights, but Sci-Fi is there to win them for now.
Yeah, and look at that. Dom gets another clean pick down. Hopefully we're going to see what else is happening here as the bomb will be put down. Just kidding. It's Retro, the person who's put down. Uh-oh, this is a scary round. Pain here, but Skarn on attack. This is the person I needed to see start turning it up. Is going to be able to take the bomb and rotate, but Bo5 reads it. Oh my God, how? Bo5 ain't illiterate. This guy knows how to read anything Valorant throws his way. And just to double check, throws a dagger to maybe act like he doesn't know.
Yeah, and that sound cue as well is leading Skarn to stick this plant, thinking that they're comfortable here, and they might even have their back turned to the real Bo5 already, looping them on Pillar. The Wisp come through, but the frag is still intact, and that will be an 11th and 1 clutch for Bo5 on the scoreboard.
Wow. Huge there for this team, and honestly, I like what we're seeing from them. I haven't expected Argon Black to be this consistent against BTR. I said that a lot today, and this is really blowing away my expectations. And now they're only 2 away. One team has 2, one team needs 2. That's a huge thing to say. So I don't know. I think what we need to be watching next is mainly how Coburg is going to make it work with this light buy. Skarn, he did pop off. He got a triple kill last round, but didn't clutch up. So we're seeing BTR fan club really just start to fall.
Yeah, no, falling like dominoes here. But for now, it's going to be a mid-exploration from both teams technically. Elbow been inhabited, and Dom has loved this angle before, is loving it again. Can hear all of the efforts, can even spot the clone and knows that this is an execute over the top of the toxic screen. They realize their mistake here. Dom gets the chip damage done. No heals in sight, obviously, with these compositions. So that will prove to be a later issue. For now, though, their issue in their face is Silent X, 60 HP, still fighting, still fragging, with another Deagle 3K to add to their name. And suddenly, numbers advantage in favor of BTR Fan Club.
There we go. Sci-Fi grabs the pick, takes him down. Silent falling is huge. There goes one and only smoke. So goes Coburg. Retro having to play for the crossfire. 1, 2. Retro keeps us in the game with an insane double kill headhunter clutch.
Here.
I mean, that whole round, every single kill was by some sort of Deagle. I mean, whether it was a Headhunter or Silent X with that 3K. And I mean, that's the kind of rounds you need to stay in this game. And because it is so early in the half, I know the 11-3 scoreline doesn't make it seem that way. You do see this economy that hasn't been able to kind of outrun itself. And you see the save coming through, that pacing themselves in this marathon on the side of Argon Esports.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this is Argon's best game that they've competed in so far. And I think that they're going to want to just keep it going. So let's see how they compete now with, of course, BTR having enough to buy. This could be an issue for him. And what a shot. Oh, but they almost line up for it. Pain takes a ton of damage from shock darts and shots. But at the end of the day, the shock dart will eventually finish him off. And BTR Fan Club, they ain't done. Oh, maybe they are. Core. Double kill.
Yeah, I mean, they had 4 players on this site at the round start, and they still weren't able to hold on to now the 1v3. Once again, Sci-Fi left in the clutch situation. Those wall bangs, though, and now the Owl Drone adding insult to injury, and this was one clutch they will not be able to add to their record. 4-11. And we saw this, you know, maybe in a lower scoreline when it was 6-2, but these streaks that if they can be tied together by BTR Fan Club, they slowly but surely, if they don't count themselves out, can come back.
I'm sorry about that. My dog was running around all wet because of a bath, but sorry, I was MIA. But what also is MIA, it looks like the match point for Argon Black. We're seeing a huge comeback here for BTR if they're able to just win similarly to the way that we saw the first half go in the side of Argon. Now, Zobi, do you think now that rifles are back and in full swing that this could be the start of the end or the start of something new?
I don't know. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. BTR Fan Club hasn't really lost on these A executes just yet. And I mean, if you look at this, Argon Black hasn't changed anything in terms of their retake strategy either. So now that they have weapons, we'll have to find out before we know which way things are going to go. And so far, the backward aggression is helping out yet again by these duelists winning fights, whether it's Skarn, whether it's Coburg, and Retro as well, with his consistent pressure on the flank, is in basically not allowing any rotations through mid. And I mean, look at this. Spike just planted and both players already opting to save.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit crazy. They know that they have a ton of rounds to win. So, you know, don't go for the 2v5. Not the best ideal. Give them a few rounds, you know, because if you give a little, you could take a lot. And they might take the entire game if they play this smart and allow their, you know, mental economy to stay afloat, allow their team's cash to keep working, and maybe start saving these ultimates up. I mean, also not giving any ultimates is another major thing. Coburg and Retro very close to having theirs, and so is Silent. So I like what we're seeing from defense. But geez, this is a hunt that Easter egg hunting. They can't find him.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Core swing there and fine 0 cap, but regardless, they won't be able to do that. So they hold on to a few rifles, and I mean, even like they were still able to get frags on their save by 2 rounds prior. So now that you have a little bit of an extra oomph on these hero rifles, there is a chance that they could proceed to match point if they play their cards right here, especially with some powerful ultimates about to be in the mix, like the Reckoning, like the Null Command, supported even by the information of that Neural Theft that's already online. If you can get some early aggression, some early picks going.
Yeah, and let's see it now. Of course, I like what we're seeing from Core, but I'm going to see a lot more from them hopefully soon with the rest of this team in a relatively fair position. But I gotta point out, no mid control on Breeze is a huge allowance for BTR Fan Club.
Yeah, I mean, Retro, like you said, on Pillar already taking advantage like that bird in the sky. Eyes seeing Bo5, though, left on an island here as a result on the B side. So Spike will be secured. Retro, like I said, on a swivel there will drop Sci-Fi. So that Clutch King is out of the mix in this 2v4. Pain, Dom, playing together here a little bit. The Tailwind primed and ready to go. They take backside control, but no, Zero Cap will strip that back, and it's only a Deagle to their name.
Ooh, Dom spotted out, and paper mache walls, everybody. This is BTR Fan Club, and this is them taking it back. If we keep seeing Argon Black giving up mid for free, this will be how the game keeps going. You cannot let the attack side take mid, or you're just not going to be able to have easy time rotates or rotating, or be able to watch all of the entrances that can impact the site.
Yeah, I mean, I know Shane's not in the lobby, but this is where I would hope to be seeing a timeout, right? Before you are that one or two big difference-making rounds off from the game being tied, especially when you have these key token ultimates that can bring you on this match point. But then again, that might be what they're waiting for, saving up these ultimates, making sure their economy is primed for when that happens, and then it'll all come crashing down for BTR Fan Club. Regardless, though, doesn't look like it's happening so far, and it's again a change of pace from BTR Fan Club. Not that fast aggression we've seen towards A, towards B, but instead a more defaulted approach to take that mid control that, like you said, has been conceded time and time again by Argon Black.
Let's see if they are going to be able to do it, as you said, time and time again. Well, it's time now to shine, and let's see this. They've given up mid. They've given it over to BTR, and BTR is going to be able to walk up a chamber tour de force to find the real DPS. And love the smoke. I know, Zobi, I think we've talked about that smoke a lot, but we finally see it, and it allows this chamber to walk right up. Oh, look at that. Sci-Fi walks up and shuts down, though. Oh my god, Pain grabs Retro.
Yeah, I don't think that spy cam was a fumble of the century, but regardless, they still walk away with the numbers advantage. They still have these retake ultimates like the Reckoning, like the Null Command, and they are going to invest both of them to try and propel themselves on to this match point. It's a great counter, especially for the Viper's pit. Dom now trapping the counter Sova in a corner here, trying to finish things off the recon bolt, but on the reload, they can't find anything yet.
Wow, well, they found something. There we go. Takes out Zero Cap. Coburn grabs Bo5. Pain running through an ultimate with an up. Takes out Silent in a Viper pit. Insane gameplay. I mean, just beautiful job.
You fail.
I mean, I feel like that's definitely a round for the books. I mean, Dom.
Match point.
Dom.
Their winter has come.
Why are you reloading? Sci-Fi, why are you in your spy cam? Either way, I mean, even small mistakes like these not able to stop this team from taking these rounds, taking these maps now on a match point is just showing the amount of wiggle room that they have to still stay on top in this series, and that in itself is insane.
Yeah, this is some crazy stuff. I'm thinking now, BTR Fan Club, after a round like that, losing out when you had ultimate advantage, bomb plant, and even mid, it says a lot about the fundamentals that have been fallen. But Bo5, an opping KO, who's going to expect that coming through? Not Skarn. Gets a free pick on him, and so far, this is looking rough as a grand finals here for BTR.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it when they had their econ up. Pain opting to use the blade, or sorry, wait, no. Sorry, it was the other way around. Skarn opting to use the blades when they were needing, or they had weaponry. And regardless, it's now the counter is true here. Pain making sure their economy is intact for these few more rounds, and still fragging, still trying to be that final 4K to suddenly close things out while we're still talking about the things happening on site here.
Wow.
Defenders win.
Wow. All right, and it just ends. It's over. It's so fast. Was the way that we see these guys play it out. So that's the kind of gameplay that we need to be watching for these players. And now that we're going to be having another match, of course, this could be the deciding factor for BTR's fate. And, you know, as the next map is rolling up here, I believe it's going to be
Ascent.
Ascent, yeah. After that split, just in case. I don't know. Ascent is a map that I like sometimes. I think it's okay, but I don't know if it's where you want to be against Argon Black. But BTR might be able to, pull a rabbit out of a hat here and make something magical happen.
Yeah, no. My only uncertainty there is like we already saw them trying to change things here on Breeze after they had won, albeit very close 14-12 in the upper bracket semifinals on that map. So I'm hoping that they don't rewrite what wasn't broken when they had that 13-4 against this same team on Ascent the last time they met. And I feel like that's what we saw time and time again on this map from BTR Fan Club was them questioning what they're used to, especially on the defensive half, I should say, more that so than the attack, where they at least had a few rounds more to add to that scoreboard. And other than that, I don't know. I mean, this, like we said, looks like a very different Argon Black than we saw yesterday or even previously in the IGLeague Open Division.
Yeah, this has been different, and I would say better for Argon, worse for BTR by a long shot. And also, you can bring up the topic. BTR Fan Club, they have almost very little experience compared to Argon Black in the IGLeague Open Division. They've won every other game. They didn't have to battle their way through getting all of that practice in a tournament in the lower bracket. They didn't need that. They beat Valkyrie, which, didn't put up much of a fight compared to, Argon here. So when it comes to the training that they had to get here, outside of beating them the first time, they don't really know what to do against Argon Black. So these guys are going to be ready in just a moment. But of course, they are restarting their PCs, making sure to also get some water like you guys should. So stay hydrated. We'll be right back with game number 3.
He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited, his mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he makes those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. On one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean. Clutch playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot one and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. God. That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Single-handedly bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So, let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Checker, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense. Oh, no.
And the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3. This is going to be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and LA Luch down in one
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. A warning shot!
He no scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what
Battling
we
it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that 1 is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it. And Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay.
He no scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard.
Win it again.
You will not kill my
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he reaches those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. Not 1, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean. Clutch playing, and right now Truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. That's what we like to see.
Unseen.
Handedly! No!
Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of a really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jekker, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh man.
Separate the defense. Oh no!
and the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is going to be very tricky. Able to find 1 here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the 3rd kill, a 4-piece for Santee, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for 1 more.
Oh!
Okay, Legend, just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and LA Luch down in 1
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. A warning shot!
He no scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we
Battling
love
it out,
seeing.
but
Kai
here
is
we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is going to happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that 1 is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it. And Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's
I
going
don't
to be
think
down
so.
to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
Well, Zobi, it's game 3 now, and it has been a rough one for BTR Fan Club. Now we're on ascent, and we're going to have to see if BTR can ascend into a better position than they have been, as that is a very fast agent select.
Yes, we will see if they can become the stars of their biased dreams. But regardless, on the opposing side of the ring, the upcoming heroes, the upcoming champions themselves fighting for that 3-0 stomp of a victory is their opponent, Argon Black. And I mean, even though they were 13 forward against BTR in the upper bracket semifinals, this is a map we know they can be confident in, like they were in the lower bracket finals. And I'm hoping that with those first two maps under their belts, they will do a lot better here this time around.
Yeah, I mean, a huge update here for these guys to, you know, might be able to play better. I'm looking forward to BTR Fan Club on attack, as this is the first time they started on this side. So let's see if they're going to be able to start off swinging. So honestly, I can't really wait to see what is going to go down here with certain characters we've seen decimate on this map. But of course, a mirrored team composition. And a mirrored team comp tells me that this is going to be either a long one or Argon Black's going to repeat what they did in game 1 and 2.
Yeah, but it's already a gamble stack towards the wrong side here. Bo5 though already making more changes, not really aggressing beyond that 0 point here. Still trying to clear out that tree cubby because of that dark cover, thinking somebody might be pushing up onto Cat. But they have some information that this is where things are going. And it looks like other than stalling for the rotations, they aren't going to go in. Maybe just try and murder a button closer.
Here we go. Bo5, good flashbang. It actually does not connect too far. And actually, Bo5 gets melted a lot by the swarm grenades. And those nanites are going to be ripping through them. But rip and tear is what we're going to have to see happen for the side of defense, as they are looking to go for a 5v5 retake. Bo5, of course, still low, needing to now make it work. They are going for it. Oh, but the flashbang combo. Skarn, he's good for 2, and that is huge. Beautiful coordination from their teammates. Oh, but Sci-Fi's not done. Now he's done. And that is first round to BTR. That's the first time we've seen it happen.
You're right. I mean, that's already the change of pace that they know they needed. And that round just looked like you said, a match of coordination versus standout hero players like Sci-Fi, and ultimately that coordination came out on top, especially with that Killjoy coming in clutch from their kind of more reserved position into the action later in to the round. But regardless here already, now they have those better rifles on the table. Skarn specifically trying to get that blood pumping with the hero rifle retro as well, trying to get Cobra's skin, and they will be awarded that to frag out here, hopefully. But it's already a change once again. They had a stack on B, Bo5 on the opposite side. Now the map has been flipped. This time though around, it is the defaulted approach from the force buy from BTR Fan Club.
Let's see what they can do with this force up, if they're going to be able to rock it down or lock down this side, of course. You know, of course, we're not seeing much be purchased from the side of defense. You know, 2 sheriffs, not anything else really. Bo5 did invest in some utility like a flashbang, but it's all about how he invests these headshots in to maybe try to take it, as that is a nice dagger. Actually, will not get the jet, which I thought it would, but what it might do is force her right into Dom, who I believe has just seen Skarn, but no, he didn't see her.
And because of that, they are just lying and waiting to shred these rotations as they happen, considering Bo5 is about to be at the front of a 3-person execution here. Dark Cover maybe is going to be the protection. No, just
left.
a little one way to see their toes peek out. And here it is,
One
like I
enemy
said,
remaining.
Skarn the Punisher here, leaving core. Running for their life into tree here to try and find a better angle to take on these fights and start piecing away at this buy that so far has been flawless from BTR Fan Club.
Wow. I mean, great round here so far, but what are they going to do with it? Looks like they're going to do that. Clean with it. Does it again, though? Nope. Core will be able to be one and done there and give their teammate a weapon. Yes, Retro does. So that was, of course, an eco round. That was the average round that you would expect from round 2. Zobi, here's the rifles. Here's where the game actually begins.
Yes. And I mean, if we've learned anything from the first 2 maps, I mean, they were the ones that were against standard, right? So maybe if we have this as a telltale sign that BTR Fan Club is getting back on track, getting back to what they know, this could spell disaster for Argon Black. Regardless, though, it looks like they've given up their strategy of stacking and leaving Bo5 alone to fend for themselves, and instead there's a doubling up pairings. Obviously the Killjoy on their own with the turret as their only pal in life, but regardless, they have the weapons. Like you said, that's likely the reason for this change of spread. The 0 point though, not going to get any information, not going to reveal where these players are.
Scanning ahead.
Let's see how that reveal comes through. Dom now in a position to try to maybe find 1 or 2 frags here, as the rest of their team is kind of just scattered around looking for anybody to overstep early on into this round, as we have a minute. But that is actually info. Silent will use their swarm grenade to break some swarm grenades and all the util actually for this Killjoy. Beautifully played by Silent, but let's see how they're going to be able to keep that going, as they're eventually going to have to now push into what they've committed to, right? No? Rotates? A? Maybe?
Yeah, I don't think they liked how forward Pagan was playing on that mid pressure, so this is why that rotation is coming out. The smoke, though, is trying to be thinking that was actually from the defending Omen, thinking this was a perceptive tree attempt, and that might be correct here, actually, nullifying some of the effects of this execution of this split towards A. And look at this shark dart, courtesy of our amazing observer Hydra, to observe all of this pain that is being brought here to deny. 10 seconds left, Spike is down, and it's only the lurking Killjoy deep in tree, Silent with nowhere to go.
Oh, nowhere to go but dead. I mean, beautiful round. Cleaning it up like that is what we want to be watching from these players, and they are really bringing it for us. So I'm happy to see that, but let's see how happy we're going to be at the end of this game. So far, so good, but so much more to actually see from them. So, Zobi, that round going in the hands of Argon Black, doing the traditional curve, but no ultimates yet for either side. Everybody's been getting kills rather across the board. Skarn, though, has the opportunity to get an orb and pop his knives and maybe save some cash, but no, he's forcing up with the Vandal as well. Odin in the hands of Silent. Now, this is what I like to see. I know we remember them with an Odin on the last time we watched them play against Valkyrie, but I can't wait to see what they do this time.
Yeah, I remember you calling them out, saying they weren't performing as well with it, so they are the first to opt for that weapon. But so far, the first to die is actually Skarn there with that Vandal in mid-market. The duo of Dom and Pain bringing their respective names here to this mid-control game. And because of that, they are searching elsewhere, mainly into tree. But even then, the reposition is just as solid from Argon Black. And even Core here is waiting in a probably unpredicted angle with, you know, Bo5 tucked here secretly, safely away in wine, which is exactly where the efforts are headed.
Let's see if that effort's gonna pay off. Yep, one. But there's the trade, and done. Actually, Coburn cleaning it up, and just in case they landed a wonderful little thing on top of Pain. Beautiful crosshair placement, takes out Silent, makes this a 2v3, takes him down to 5 HP, but you know, he's technically still alive, and that's all you need to do if you want to win this game out.
Yeah, I mean, even applying that tree pressure with their 5 HP. Body is, like you said, another impact to the round, forcing them to address that angle, even though the pressure might be coming from heaven in the form of those shock darts, in the form of Dom. Now, though, Dark River fades, and just like that, Zero Cap is left in an unfavorable situation. Between a rock and a hard place. Jenny and the sidestep jitters from Sci-Fi are unrivaled, and we are tied, folks. We have a game.
We do have a game of all time, and the game that we are watching has been intense here for us, but let's see what's going to be more intense. And Odin now in the hands of Dom, and that could be a start of a dominating streak, as unfortunately, when you have an Odin in someone's hands, it definitely can lead to some real concerns.
Yeah, I mean, Silent X was the one trying to make it work for them, but like you said, it might be the key to the defense over here on the B side, especially so much so that they've now even feel confident enough to put the Killjoy over in tree to strengthen this A-hold, which is correct, as BTR Fanclub's about to funnel their way in off of this paranoia, off of this utility. Is even gonna force the Miz members to break up their original plans here to hold down this site.
Ooh, I mean, I like what we're seeing from Core, but an ultimate like that Might get him spotted out, but he's in a very unique spot, so he's not going to get hit. Actually, it's Sci-Fi to get hit. Wonderful picks. Zero Cap's not done. And Bo5, though, just watches as someone walks in and gets a double kill. As Zobi is squealing. Yeah, check your corners, guys.
Oh my gosh, that round should have been tied up with a bow for BTR Fan Club. A beautiful split. And now they're suddenly in a 2v2 where, I mean, a lot of information already being wasted. And even Retro almost overextending into that Odin. But now suddenly the reads come through. They know that they're a distraction for the flank of Pain with the operator.
Calling down. Knife deployed. One suppressed.
Reposition into Hell is clean.
Last player standing.
Ooh, but the aim from Pain is cleaner. Getting the first, and now only 4 bullets left. Make that 3, but it could be enough. That Guardian body shot certainly hits, and it will for the 4K on to Pain. And suddenly the lead is back in the control here, and the Odin recollected. It's past the Odin, Edu.
Yeah, I mean, it's past that stage, and now we're seeing that these guys are passing probably with flying colors in this game. Obviously, BTR Fan Club is happy about this position as they have already won more rounds than it took them in the entirety of the first half of last game. So good job, progress, improvement. That's what we want to be watching. But this, of course, is not looking too hot for defense. They have no cash. They only have ultimates. They have a hero rifle in hand to Sci-Fi, but I don't know how long that's going to be able to carry them for.
Yeah, but agree. And I mean, because of that, like you said, they have the ultimate though, so it's going to be aggression off the front of the Blade Storm once again from Pain leading the charge, but it's actually Bo5 to get the first pick to get that gun upgrade. And because of that, they realized that Rolling Tide was in mid. They know that the speed site is unstacked, but like you said, they're running into that hero rifle. They're running into the site that is more stacked in terms of weaponry since the round start. Sci-Fi gonna brave the nano, but Skarn is there to ensure it doesn't spell disaster. Silenix as well, cutting off the mid-rotate, and now only the flankers remain.
Kill confirmed.
Wow. And with only the flankers remaining, this is up to Bo5 to maybe make it work. The defense, they have a gun, a single one. They got what they might need to clutch, and a ton of util actually. Holy, Bo5 hasn't used anything yet, so this is definitely winnable as long as he plays his cards right.
So far, the cards are saying to use that flashpoint. It's actually the Deagle wallbang from Core to put them now in a 2v1. Now 1v1 with their back turn. Timing is wrong. You know what's playing for Boat is going to be running around the Rosie, and Retro is just not playing Bobo's game of chicken, not moving.
No way.
And that is a wallbang to end, but no defuse in sight. And a 4K, but no defuse for the 4th for BTR.
That's wild. I mean, good job there from that team. I hoped that we were going to see something as impressive as that, and yet we did. So, well played. But we did see yet another round for BTR to keep us moving in the direction towards a full best of 5 here. Pain now has an op, though, and that's where Argon, you could tell is ready to win it. If Argon pulls out the op, Pain, he's the opper. He's the guy who knows how to drop some people, so I'd be concerned if I was on the team of BTR.
Yeah, but this early aggression has been read. They're gonna have to invest a lot of utility to get Bo5 out of this corner. Instead, though, actually, they've done enough to have a scare of these players. You saw that Shrouded step out of the corner. Now it's some aggression, but nobody is home to receive it. Instead, they are going to be walking right into, like you said, this operator, but the wallbang from Skarn is just better, so it's Dom on an island, Dom having to frag, and so far they will do just that, looking for a fourth here, they will find it in the ace!
Oh my god, Dom! All right, you have all the right you have in the world to start adding question marks to chat, teabagging. Bring on the BM because you just BM'd all over these guys with an ace. So good job, Dom. But what just happened for the side of BTR? How does an ace happen? How do you get shut down like that?
I think that they were confident that they had evaded the trap play that was being set up on a main and thought there wouldn't be too many players home knocking. Maybe thinking it was just the operator there, maybe a tailwind as the only escape for Pain. Not expecting Dom to be there to complement it as equally. So far, though, that's the exact momentum shift I think that Argon Black needs here, and you can see already a more defaulted approach coming out from BTR Fanclub as a result. Their world, their confidence has been rocked. But Pain is sporting the operator here still, even after that little bit of a catastrophic wallbang last round. They're searching yet again. This time, Silent X, the receiving victim of that aggression.
Nice. I mean, Pain, this is why you pull out the op. Able to drop that guy. See if you're going to do it again. The rest of this team on attack does not have the best weapons. And yeah, that is just mean. Blinded shot, ulted, dropped, but Zero Cap will still manage to grab Sci-Fi, but not actually pick up the weapon that he gets from that player. And they're going to still use only Sheriffs to try to secure a site.
Yeah, 4v3 here. Like you said, that consistent pressure from a main, it would take a miracle, and so far the Deagles are serving now, putting a scoring in the 1v1 situation. Only 11 HP though, and the shorty is enough. One bullet is all it takes to get that job done. And yet again, with the flip of a coin, we are tied.
Wow. Tying this up again, 4-4. Argon Black putting themselves back on the board and back in full control of this game. However, actually, we're not going to be able to see a buy from Dom, which... No, wait, we are. One of their teammates can buy him. Good job. But the rest of the team on BTR Fanclub will be fine. They should be on the board here with some decent rifling. And of course, Silent still using that Odin as the, you know, KJ here that he likes to do. I gotta say, not doing much with it.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree. I like that you pointed out that buy situation, because that was a save round from BTR Fanclub. So even though they weren't able to clutch it out, they've kept the economy in check. When you have such a close game as this, even that is essential. Now, though, the lockdown, these ultimates that they've stored up coming into play. It's a game of chicken, though, and Pain is not running away from the game. Neither is this Omen, and yet again, it's a collateral core. Pain detained, but has gotten the job done. Pretty much the 3v2 numbers advantage back in their favor. Bo5, though. Bo5, oh my gosh, stuck in the dark covers. Only the operator, the scope quick doesn't land. So yet again, even and silent here as the plant will go through.
All right, and there we go. Another one. Dom grabs this guy, and it grabs another, and oh, clutch up. Zero Cap. That's what we need to be seeing from you. And a detain is going to hit, but not going to be useful. Look at this. I mean, beautiful stuff coming out from these players. And I think this is going to be probably the closest game as Ascent leads into. Most of the time, Ascent is one of those matches where if you have a mirrored team comp especially, we'll be seeing a very close back and forth here until at least the second half starts to, you know, toss things up.
Yeah, and I mean, with the solid performance we've seen out of Argon Black today, it's those little mistakes that will start to add up to take this win out from under you, like Bo5 swing without Sci-Fi when a lockdown is in effect and you know they're in its radius. For now, though, it's Sci-Fi being the lone player in this situation, trying to capitalize off of their utility, and they will be able to with Bo5's help from Tree. They funnel into sight and haven't addressed Coburg, who is the last remaining member here now, Jenny. Let's see if they can once again use that cohesion, use that coordination, and so far, no, it's solo swings left and right, but this time, Bo5 can deliver on their swing.
If you deliver on the swing, you're going to be happy for us. I mean, good stuff here. But 5-5, again tied up, again in a position where we're seeing them just having a little game of hot potato. Hot potato being the rounds themselves and being the game to keep our team, BTR Fanclub, in it to win it. I mean, I just think it's crazy that at this stage, if BTR makes a mistake, it is called a $1,000 mistake.
I mean, either team that's true for, and it's just a matter of who makes more mistakes here. I mean, in this map, obviously, it'll cost BTR Fanclub more since they're down to their last life if they want to start this reverse sweep process. But yet again, 5-5, and they're knocked down to a save, so it ideally should be the lead taken back by Argon Black. For now, though, I think this is a more dedicated tree hit than we've seen than normal, led by this hero rifle from Skarn. The Spectre, though, is the only thing they will find on the other side. Pain as well, though, main, dismantling the double-pronged nature of this execute. Playing for their life for now, too. As the rest of the rotates start to come through.
Let's see what they can do. Ooh.
Silent.
They're gonna get the bomb planted, but Pain's in a beautiful position to make it work for them. I like the spot that Pain has found, because on the retake, they should be able to approach from a decent angle. But wait, Silent on this great flank mid, as you were starting to point out, hasn't actually pushed out yet. He could have had it a while ago, but did not connect, but now might be able to.
Yeah, I mean, they did break the alarm bot, so Sci-Fi knows it's in the back of their mind, but more it's that thorn that's consistently pressuring you. You don't know if they're going to follow through or not. It's a melting pot building pressure, and suddenly that pressure, that attack's coming too late unless they can do the triple deagle we've seen time and time again. The stick isn't planted for them, and Sci-Fi is just built different with that Vandal. 6-5 like predicted, but a lot messier yet again on a save round for BTR Fan Club.
Yeah, I mean, we're on that save round. We're here to watch these guys compete, and I like what we're seeing, but I'm going to need to see something from the side of Silent here to actually start popping off. Of course, without getting a deagle kill, the Odin hasn't done anything in his hands today. It's been just deagles or pistols that have gotten him frags. So, I don't know. I think Silent, he's definitely taken a back seat here, and that's shocking to me, as he is one of the best players on this team if he can get that gun online, but unfortunately he's only offline here, and Pain is just going aggro.
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling it here. They want to close out this half as powerfully as they can. They don't want that even 6-6. They want that one round differential, that one round lead. And for now, though, that aggression has opened the door towards the A site, which will quickly be shut potentially here by this null command from Bo5. A little preemptively, but Dom will still be able to find a pick through the dark cover execute. Because of that, Spike is in fact headed towards the B site where the Killjoy is nearby, but the utility I think is exhausted just a touch too early, or at least that first Molly is. The second on point now, forcing these players to head towards button, and yet again, like you said, Edu, that Odin will not find his mark, unlike Bo5 and Sci-Fi, who will close us out in flawless fashion. Oh, and there's the BM.
And there's the BM. Oh, Dom, Jesus, man.
It's a typo. It's a typo. He meant to type good half, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a common typo made by toxic people with excuses. But, of course, let's see what can happen here with Dom. Regardless of typing GG or GH, should be able to find some frags for us today. And let's see this, though. I need to see if Zero Cap is going to be able to find some frags. Hopefully they can, you know, keep up their top frag position on their team, but they're going to have to if they want to tie up this game, and if they don't want to get 3-0 swept, like pretty much reverse swept if you think about it, because they were 2-0 above Argon Black in the quarterfinals.
But the issue here is, even like you said, they're the top frag. Every other member on their team is negative, versus the entirety of the team for Argon Black is positive, firing on all cylinders, and that should just give you kind of a sense of how this game is going. Already, though, I mean, a shift of momentum. The first blood going in favor of BTR Fan Club, so a great start to make me eat my words here, potentially. But in that chaos, they've given over the A site, they've given over the plant, so it will be this 5v4 retake.
So hope it's going to be something here. I mean, I want to know what these guys are able to do, but let's see this.
Scanning ahead.
Nice piece, good shots. And Silent's able to grab one.
One enemy remaining.
And there it is.
Shot done.
They're just mowing through. Sci-Fi has to do an ace clutch, and yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I want to teach these Killjoys some Molly lineups. I feel like they know them, but they haven't been using them anywhere. In situations like those, maybe they would come in clutch on the attack half. But for now, it is that 7-6, and if, you know, the Valorant protocol follows suit, they should win this round, and we should be back to that even footing. Nobody running away with the scoreline just yet. But I mean, BTR Fan Club has brought thrifties against Argon Black. Let's see some in their favor.
Yeah, let's hope to see something from these guys. But of course, right now we're seeing a lockdown for the defense. They have a decent round, but wait a minute, it's a full stinger rush. It's a full buy. They're running it down, but it's a judge to make it work. But what? They just got on site. No, but I mean, Zero Cap did.
Wait, it's a force, actually, coming out from Argon Black, and that might be their demise. That might be their mistake, because it's almost a flawless yet again coming out from BTR Fan Club. And, I mean, that's going to reset the cycle. That should allow BTR Fan Club to pull ahead now, because you have to save.
Yeah, I mean, wait, do you, though? They're forcing again.
Stinger Squad.
That's what they just did last round. I mean, it worked in getting them killed,
Yeah.
but it's not going to work this time unless they can maybe do it more efficiently. I mean, why
They're
back-to-back
defaulting this
forcing?
time. There's defaulting this time, all right? That's the key difference here.
Oh, of course, of course.
The difference here as well, though, Silent X not forced into the confines of the B site here, aggressing into Garage, lying in wait around this corner to punish those stingers, punish Dom here potentially if the timing is wrong, if they don't relinquish the corner. And I even think somebody tiles made noise, so that's going to solidify their position here. The flashpoint is out, and that will be the gun conceded. There's not any of the big weapons. They still have the Bulldogs, they still have the rifles, and because of that, they realize that they might not want to entry onto this site just yet.
Yeah, and let's see if they're going to be able to make it work with this decent round. I mean, I'm hoping that we can see something come through, but Zero Cap
Revealing
might be able to find some frags, might be able to do something, but he gets info. So far, defense actually lost a player and a rifle, but unfortunately for the side of attack, they weren't able to upgrade into that newfound gun, but they're just going to be inching their way, and Zero Cap is ready to swing.
Yeah, Sci-Fi's receptive of it, and will at least walk away with their life for now. Covert, though, target swaps left, right, is front and center for a 3K, and suddenly what started out as a great eco is in shambles. Sci-Fi, that last low HP player, 16 HP in the 1v1. Retro, though, fully healthy, has util to work with, and time on their side. Spike in a recoverable spot, though. Door is now closed, and they can even stick it here.
Spike's down.
And they do stick it, and they do try to hold it. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, Stinger Squad works. You just have to keep sending it out, and it eventually comes back with a nice round. Wow, that is a surprising outcome for the side of Argon Black and BTR. They will be able to force up a bit, but that was just... I mean, I don't even know the word that I could use to describe how disappointing it must be being on BTR, losing to a back-to-back Stinger Squad.
I mean, what did I say? They defaulted that time. That was the difference maker. They were able to punish some of these extremities, and not only did, like, obviously they didn't get a gun upgrade from it because they left the judge lying on the floor, but then that alarm bot was out of place. So you forced, you know, Zero Cap to play that position instead, so you didn't have that information elsewhere. You pinned these players to their positions, didn't allow that fluidity that BTR Fan Club is used to on their more passive defense. Regardless, though, A main control firmly taken this time around. Very, you know, Argon Black-esque style from what we saw on their defensive half, but nobody is knocking because of that initial 0 point. Instead, some B pressure, some tree pressure, and we will see where they end up.
See this.
Shock dart.
Goberg. I love the angle that he's holding. It's just enough of an off angle, but he's got to hit those. Unfortunately, that's going to allow the attack side to just walk on in.
Oh, but Retro is there for it, okay?
Okay.
So, I mean, but then again, I mean, Spike is now running back to the B site. 35 seconds left. I don't even know if they can make it to capitalize on the grounds that Sci-Fi has gained for them. Zero Cap here as well to be that stalling force. Door will get closed. They don't want to take this fight on just yet. Either way. And we'll be able to get the plant potential here. 15 seconds left.
Planted.
The Vandal spray through the wall, like you said, Bidu, paper thin, able to at least get a frag, so things are even at a 2v2, but they've collected these weapons. Core suppressed, not moving, is being the victim of these wall bangs time and time again. Time is ticking though. They should know both players are on site. Common angles being cleared. No aggression out just yet. No util really expended minus this recon bolt now. That shouldn't spot anybody. They're not giving any fights over that they don't have to, but that's not even mattering. They are hunting for them, and Dom putting their money where their mouth is with the BM at the half, bringing maybe even a cycle breaker here as they pulled ahead 2 rounds against BTR Fanclub.
Wow. That is just exactly what you would need to be doing if you want to win the game. And Argon, they don't want to lose it. They would rather get an additional $1,000. I cannot wait, though, at the end of this best of 5, Zobi, to do an interview with these teams. So if you guys want to know what their thoughts are, I know we're going to be having Core and Skarn as the 2 people to interview from either side. I can't wait. You know, if anybody has any questions for these players, ask away in the chat and we will try to have something to say. But up until then, Bo5. Oh my god.
They just watched the carnage. No bullets left their weapon.
Spike retrieved.
Either way, already on the site, and I mean, they even have ultimates to work with too if they want to lock things down and secure double digits, but they don't have to. 5v2, they know they're on a save based on that push into site, but regardless, whew.
Here we go. Pain. And the rest of this team, look at this. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna just run at them with sheriffs? Yeah, they're just gonna run at them with sheriffs.
Down.
Works every time.
I mean, do the damage while you can. You know time's not in your favor. Neither is this off-angle. Pain is holding, and Silent X going for the more passive route, playing for the exit picks, hoping someone might have their knife out or be looking at the wrong angle. Don't know if their back was caught or not, but Pain receptive and good for the pick. Good to bring at least these 4 rifles and 5 ultimates into the next round. And I'm saying it doesn't look too good here if they lose this round on the side of BTR Fanclub.
Yeah, BTR Fanclub, they are happy to be in this position. And now I'm thinking that with buys across the board, with an Odin, not on silent. I gotta point out, not on silent. He always does Odins, but instead they're giving it 0 cap for the wonderful cheese strategies that we know on Ascent. Op in the hands of Skarn. The biggest weapons are all stacked on B, and with 3 players there, this is a heavy investment for it to be just an A push.
You should run.
Yeah, because of that, early ultimates out from both sides to deny each other, to nullify the effects, and it will do just that. So we're back to square one, reset the clock, reset everybody. Like you said though, Skarn priming for position, ready to the fight against Pain, and they will connect, and that spike dropped as well. Mainly the information that that's where it's headed, garnished.
Well, let's see this now. They have the garnish. They put it on the plate, but do they have any entrees to go alongside it? Looks like the entree of an op is not going to be a big enough meal. Here we go. Dom there, silent with the trade. And that's why you put a non-Odin on this player, but he's actually going to pick it back up immediately. And Sci-Fi, find the pick, find the pick, find Retro. Don't get flashbang, because that would make it so you aren't going to be able to.
Yeah, but all the mollies shredding them in a corner. They'll be able to escape onto the ledge of the box for now. Even the dark cover providing the escape route like a thief in the night. And now the repivot, now that they haven't gotten Tree, is right back into Skarn, right back into this mid courtyard death zone. And with 15 seconds left, this is where you might start thinking about a save.
10 seconds left.
Here we go. Let's see if they are going to be thinking about a save or if they're going to be taking it down here. Looks like, yeah, it's a save. Yeah, you can't do anything against that. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. Either way, that was, I mean, only one ultimate really exhausted last round on the side of Argon Black. It was that lockdown, but that did take off as well. The Hunter's Fury from the mix on the opposing side. So you still have some heavy execution ultimates. You still have obviously the Null Command. You still have the Blade Storms to fall back on if you can't force up. But this round, they definitely will be able to. I do want to see some action from the shadows, though. I mean, both these players we know have the gun skills to make them prove useful, but they haven't really pulled out the stops. They haven't had any of those star flank plays.
Yeah, and let's see if we are going to see any kind of star plays coming there. And the star power's coming out with some ultimates. But what? Skarn actually is being taken down, but no, he dodges everything. So much utility. However, he did a lot of damage to Pain. Core will still manage to find the pick. Pain on that low HP is going aggro and getting vengeance for his kneecaps. And there is Skarn down. 8 to 10. This could be the do or die, the make or the break, and Pain is still being aggro. Oh, well, that's gonna shut it down.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I don't even know how that was evolving on the operator. Regardless, so it might cost them the round. We've seen what Pain has done to dismantle this retake attempt. The no ultimates left, and utility is starting to dwindle. You have to recover on these gun skills. These crossfires have been established, and they're not giving. But Zero Cat, Silent X, Cobra, each finding one of their own, making this a team effort. Sci-Fi might have thought they got the plant. No, they go back for the extra effort. Spike is halved. The smoke, it's not halved. It's faded. I don't even know if there's time.
There's just enough time. No, there's not enough time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, time's running up. Call Captain Hook. But, I mean, Zobi, 11 to 8. Give me what your thoughts are, because mine got shot out with the bomb blowing up.
My thoughts were first at how was the spike not halved? How close was it to being halved, or did that thought just come out of my mind as the tension of the situation was building? But my other thought, obviously, is that this timeout is very well timed. I mean, it's still anybody's game, 11-8. You obviously aren't going to have the best buy economically. You can see here, obviously, the Judge, the Vandals with the light shields, but you have the ultimates to back it up. And with no Hunter's Fury to counter, you even have a retake strategy in the form of that lockdown null command combination. And I'm hoping that's what we'll see. I'm hoping they won't be baited out by the pressure anywhere else on the map and focus on that retake strategy, because that's one of the changes we've seen from Argon Black is they're defaulting a lot more. They're playing for those picks. They're working the map a lot more instead of solely defending on, say, Sci-Fi to pressure one part of the map on alert. And because of that, I think they have been spreading themselves a little bit too thin on BTR Fan Club's side.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be just different. But if we want to see some more points going to the side of BTR, here's Zobi. We're going to have to see them hit their shots, lock it down, and fix their economy, as it's all over the place. You got Core and... Actually, sorry, not BTR. Argon. And actually, Skarn is going to have to use their knives out here to make it work. And if Skarn is able to clutch up with just these knives, then they should be able to maybe win a few rounds. But look at their positioning in mid. With these knives out, they have an opportunity to really prove something for us.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said the default, but you're going a little aggro and making me eat my words here. Good for one, but ultimately the blades from Pain are there to be better. Gets the trade and is still looking for more. Zero Cap was opt-in prime for the trade, not able to find it based on the timing alone. But so much noise made, they might have known that they've recovered in tiles, which could be an indicator that they're headed towards B.
Let's see this.
Yeah. Zero Cap, the only receiving force of this aggression, and they will receive it full force into the face. And that's just forcing both from the shadows out here to try and nullify the effects of the site take, but it'll just be information garnered. And this is the retake I wanted to see, but not with 3 people.
Spike planted.
All right. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. Coburg running it down. Dom gets Coburg down and upgrades a weapon. And with the blind like that, the round is instantly completed before the lockdown even has an opportunity to get anyone detained. There is match point advantage. And I gotta say, Argon Black, this is a standout showing of what they can do. And statistically, historically, the best showing they've ever had. And not only IG League, but at any tier 2 tournament.
I mean, I know my first interview question is going to be, how do you go from a 13-4 to a victory against a team with only 1 day of preparation if they win this? Regardless, though, looks like they are going to close it out in this aggressive fashion we're used to seeing from them. We obviously has some util being dumped in to mid, but the entirety of the remaining forces, like that duelist, like that other info initiator, going towards this A site. Execute and Coburg is stuck in a rock and a hard place off of the paranoia. Pressure, Retro trying to bail them out, but they will just lose their life as a result, and it will be a 4v3. And look at Sci-Fi.
That's done.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
4v2 correction. With Sci-Fi making sure to just write the rules of the game here for this team. Silent with their teammate.
Standing.
Just kidding. Now in different plane of existence. Needs Zero Cap to solo a 1v4 clutch. All right, Zero Cap. $1,000 is on the line.
Yeah,
no pressure.
At least they have the recon bolt back, and they are the top frag, like you said, time and time again for their team, but that's not enough. Sci-Fi, the backstab, not once, but twice to close out the IGLeague Open Division #3 Grand Finals. And I mean, that Grand Finals was so high that I had to take my jacket off, Edu. Like, that was not what we were expecting. The flames, the fire, the power from Argon Esports, Argon Black in any regard.
Yeah, I mean, that is perfect from Argon Black today. They have proven themselves to be the Open Division Grand Finalists, Grand Champions. $1,800 split amongst their team and org, split amongst all of the people who definitely deserve it. $800 going over to BTR Fanclub for having an insane run as well. But that is the end of the gameplay, but not the end of the stream. We actually have an interview coming up here with the player from Argon Black Core and potentially from the player Skarn. This is going to be very intense to see where these guys have their mentality at, how things are going to be going, and hopefully we're going to be having some fun with that. But Zobi, this has been a blast to cast with you, and of course a blast to watch, as that was, I would say, an upset of a 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, we both have our predictions we have that we don't reveal, but we'll just say that we're even shocked as casters. And I'm looking forward to this interview to talk with these players and see how such a dynamic shift came out, if they were truly hiding their power, waiting for that lower bracket run to, like you said, get that experience in the tier 2 scene. But regardless, like I said, we're not done here, Edu. We get some interview practice in after this, and we will be jumping to a short break to, like we said, get those players prepped, get our questions fielded, and we will be back with that action after the break.
He no-scopes it, he wall-bangs, and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited, his mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace of Lemon.
1 for 1, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting it halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half, and he makes those young men with the win.
clutch.
What a clutch. Not one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean. Clutch playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot one and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. God. That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Mike, single-handedly
No!
bring them back into this game.
now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of a really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense. Oh, no. And the spray down.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
Now this could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is going to be very tricky. Able to find 1 here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the 3rd kill, a 4-piece for Santee, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and LA Luch down in one shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we're battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that 1 is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it, and Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's going to ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting it halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he wins those young men with the win. What a clutch. On 1, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean. Clutch playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. God. That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Mike,
Handedly. No.
bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of a really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense. Oh, no. And the spray down.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful. And welcome back, everybody, to the post-game interview. My name is Edu, joined by Zelby, and now joined by Payne, whose real name is Mike. But Zelby's got some questions. Payne, first question I'm going to ask is actually, how are you feeling after that game? And welcome aboard.
Good, honestly. It feels like I'm in form right now, so I feel good.
Perfect. So Zolby, you got some questions. I need a what you got?
Yeah, I mean, I just had it burned in my memory of this 13-4 in the upper bracket semifinals against the same exact team you just 3-0'd, specifically ending on that same map where you 13-8 victory against them. So what prep work did you put in between that first matchup against this team and this second matchup to have that much of a difference in terms of the outcome of the series?
So I actually wasn't there for that series because it was my birthday.
Oh,
So
that's true.
I went downtown, but that doesn't really matter. Other than that, our IGL Bobovo, he did some counter stratting, which he wouldn't do a certain play based off theirs. He would put that into the idea and then incorporate it with our play. So it wasn't just straight counter stratting, but it was like kind of in the balance of both. So I thought that's why it worked so well.
Okay. So with that, you were out for your birthday. Also, everybody, we need a happy birthday for Payne here. Obviously, we can't hear that without saying and congratulations for being older. But with that being said, do you think that if you were there during that first match your team had lost, do you think it would be different? Do you think that we would have seen you guys continue on and beat Valkyrie just the way that BTR fan club had?
Honestly, I do want to say yes, but everybody learns from losing. I think losing is very important for teams to improve, and you need tough losses. You need things like that to happen. So I'm glad it went the way that it did, honestly.
Yeah, get to learn, get to learn. Uh, and that leads into a follow-up question here. Coming back in, we saw a dramatic difference between the previous game that you played, not just you guys being there. So what was your prep for today? What was your prep for the grand finals besides wake up, eat a banana, and get ready to win?
A lot of it was just like team stuff, basically like outside of the server. There's we're all five human beings, right? So we all have emotions. We all have a lot of things that everybody has their faults, right? Everybody has their flaws. So after tough losses like that, even after like winning certain games, when we try to figure out the flaws in each other, we try to come together outside of the server. When we're all on the same page and we're all calming good, we're all playing well, we're in good form, everything usually works out really well for us.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
you said it's just 5 human beings because, I mean, you definitely look like you guys are having fun, like, especially, like, in
Oh
the voice
yeah.
comms that we had with us as casters in the lobbies before and after games, and I know you had a certain air of confidence, in the games in the lower bracket against, say, Valkyrie, against, like, opponents that came before. How was
Mhm.
that mentality a little bit different, like you said, against a team like BTR Fan Club that is, as you do, has put time and time again, 13th, although that may change after this event, in the nation, a team that, has upset you before?
Well, they have had some roster changes, but we know how to respect that team, and I feel like we gave them enough respect that we didn't give the other teams, and that's just goes in with how we play. You know what I mean? Like certain teams, you give a certain amount of respect. If you give too much respect to a team, you could start losing because of how they play. So a lot of it comes down to that too.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw in a few of those matches. Obviously, it was a very quick best of five, but what we did see is when you guys were able to read properly. And when those reads come down, is it a lot of team communication? Is there one player that, sees something and then you all listen to each other? Or is it there just one IGL that is hyper focused? Is Bobovo leading it, or are you guys more like a mesh of good players?
Bobovo's leading it, and Dom is like the voice in the back of his head.
Okay.
That's pretty much how it goes.
It's a
Yeah,
good
and
summary.
That's good to hear. I mean, Bobovo, he's definitely got some of the better strats that I've seen here at the IGLeague. I mean, the way that you guys were able to break through a lot of, I would argue, pretty tough positions to do. I mean, you guys had some amazing lurks a lot of the time. I mean, being able to split off. Two of your players were the equivalent of a full team in the tier 3 scene. I mean, it's kind of wild. But of course, looking at how you guys competed overall, is there anything you wish you could do differently, or was this like the perfect outcome that you were hoping for?
Honestly, like I said before, you learn from mistakes, you learn from losing. I think everything went perfectly as it should. I think we're happy with our results, and we're just gonna try to keep learning even when we win.
Makes sense. And now I'm going to take a request from the chat, which is actually from your very own teammate, Coburg, who is telling you to stop being so humble and flame them. So if you had to choose, who would have been your MVP for your team other than yourself? And who do you think, you know, cost you moments that should have been wins?
I would give a big shout out to Bovo, and I think that I think Core could have worked on some things. You know, he gets me tilted out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's also the only one who left immediately after that. But also, I do want to say, Core, he was actually one of those standout players for being, you know, the wild card, in my opinion. The way that guy clutched on Lotus that got me yelling. All right, that was an insane clutch. So in that moment,
yeah.
how is your team feeling when you have a player on your team just pop off? What's the ideal you know, reaction from you guys? Are you just like, yeah, or is it just an uproar? Like what's the reaction?
I'll tell you exactly how it goes. Bobovo screams, Dom tries to scream, but his mic cuts out, and then me and Sci-Fi go, nice, well played.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of matches the temperament we see from you guys in game as well. I mean, Dom always in the all chat saying GG instead of GH, you know, little things like that, totally on accident. So we love Dom for his ability to be toxic when he needs to be. But of course, you know, it's nice to be here with you, Payne, and you're just such a level-headed guy. You know, we don't really get you know, after watching yeah, in NA too, it's crazy. But you know, it's a good, refreshing interview to have with you here. So is there anything you would like to say to the people watching? Anybody you'd like to shout out that isn't on stream today? Anybody that really, you know, made you where you are today here? Anything that you would like to say to IGLeague's whole stream and division?
Honestly, I'll say shout out to Shane because he did come in yesterday and bring up some good points that we needed to hear. And for anybody else hearing, the job's not done yet. We're still working hard, so just watch out for us.
Yeah, I mean, with that, what do you think is the future of Argon Black going forward?
We're all really close friends. We're gonna keep working hard and just gonna keep trying to get better.
Yeah,
and that is all you can do. And like we said, thank you for coming on. Thank you for playing in the IGLeague Open Division number 3, and we wish you and the rest of your team all the best. Stick around though, guys, because even though we had a star interview with Payne, we also have the second place. Obviously, they won. They've gotten this far in their own book, so we will be interviewing Skarn right after the break. So stick around for that to see what the other side of the coin has looked like for this grand finals coverage.
He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited, his mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace of Lemon.
1 for 1, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half, and he makes those Yun Min with the win. What a clutch. On one, but they're out, but here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch.
And right now, Truly with this tour de force is gonna spot one and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unsee.
Handedly! No!
Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense. Oh, no. And the spray down.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is going to be very tricky. Able to find 1 here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the 3rd kill, a 4-piece for Santee, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more.
Oh!
Okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in 1 shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. What a shot! He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we're battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is going to happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that 1 is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it. And Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no. Does he have enough time? It's going to be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's going to ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he makes those Yun Min with the win. What a clutch. On 1, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean. Clutch
playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Single-handedly. No.
Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense. Oh, no. And the spray down.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
and slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is gonna be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's gonna find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more.
Oh!
Okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots a warning shot.
He no scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what
Battling
we
it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it. And Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay.
He no scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's gonna try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard.
Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half, and he makes those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. Not one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean. Clutch
playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple. That's what we like to see.
Unsee.
Handedly! No!
Bring them back into this game.
Now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of a really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Checker, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh man.
Separate the defense. Oh no!
And the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is gonna be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's gonna find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more.
Oh!
Okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. And welcome back. Sorry for the delays. We were figuring out how cameras work. Apparently there's lenses and stuff, but my name's Edu, joined by Zobi, this time joined by Skarn, as we are ready to do another interview in the post-match of the grand finals. So welcome, Skarn. How are you feeling?
Great. Had a lot of fun today.
Perfect. And of course, now that you have had some fun, 0 to 3, not so fun when it comes to score lines here. I gotta wonder, after an insanely powerful run in the playoff stages to get to the grand finals, how are you feeling moving into today?
I mean, we expected them to be a little better without the sub they had the last time, as well as if they VOD'd us at all. So, we knew they were going to be a little bit better. But again, we haven't really practiced much as a team yet. People have been busy, so we're not like that disappointed or anything. The other team played really well, so.
Yeah, and a follow-up on that is you said you were worried about them possibly VOD reviewing you guys. Is that why you made some of the changes you did, specifically on Breeze, where I think you had the double duelist instead of, say, the what we're used to seeing from you guys?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think low key we noticed it on Lotus, on our pistol round where we like threw some fake util C, and then they still had like 4 like rubble like ready to fight us. So we definitely were trying to switch it up and throw some different things at them, but obviously it didn't really work out. So yeah.
Yeah, and with the way that you guys played today, I've watched BTR play. I know that you, Skarn, and Coburg are newer additions to the team. So, with that being said, how do you feel moving into BTR? I know that BTR usually doesn't actually place that high. I mean, currently they're ranked 13 NA on VLR. So, you guys have been on a pretty solid team. You've got into second place. You got $800. But how do you feel in this new home for you on this new team that you've been assigned?
It honestly feels really good. I like all the players. It's a really fun environment, and I think everyone's like really good and capable of like clutching out rounds and stuff. So I just think with a little bit of practice, we'll make it a closer match against these guys in the future.
Yeah, and I like that you pointed out that you're just trying to have fun, and obviously, like, you got more rounds each map that you guys were progressing against Argon Black this time around. So how did you keep that mentality instead of saying it getting worse with each map because you were getting beat more and more often, and everything you tried was getting shut down? So like, what was it like in the chat? What were the vibes like?
Honestly, the vibes were still pretty good. We were just kind of joking around that we're gonna reverse sweep, and that we're just making it more entertaining and stuff like that. So yeah, we kept the spirits high, and still had a fun time, even though we lost the second 2 maps.
Yeah, and even though you guys had lost this one, the run overall was great. I mean, you had been pretty much, stuck in that duelist spot the entire time, and for good reason. You're one of the better Jets out there in NA right now. And that leads me to my next question. We saw a lot of Jet from you. Are we going to be seeing more in the future of your duelist kind of adapting into new roles? Because Jet and Raze seems to be the main two, but we don't really get to see any variety from you. Or are you just that much into Jet?
I mean, obviously, yeah, I really like Jet. I think the main reason why we're running all of Jet is because we haven't really even figured out like what comps we really want to run for some maps. Like I think it was a couple days ago on Breeze, we ran like Reyna, Yoru, Gecko, Viper, Deadlock. So like we were really just like messing around, and then besides that, just like doing what people are comfortable on, just to see how it goes, see how we can play individually as a team.
Bring back retro Deadlock.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Retro the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had such great team synergy, and then the consistency started to struggle towards the end. Was that mainly just because Argon Black had kind of shockingly taken the lead on you in angles that you didn't expect them in, or was it also just like your team coordination was being a little impacted by just the team talking?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the rounds we pretty much just got like outplayed macro wise. Like I think a lot of rounds we just got like we were talking about before this, we were just running out of like information, and it made their fakes really strong, and like we'd over rotate and stuff. So yeah, there were just some like little things that started to add up, where we just didn't have as many like guns on a site to fight them back, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, you still played really well for the hand that you were dealt today, and obviously, with how well your team is, or how strong your team is, and how well of a player that you add to a BTR fan club, what's next for Skarn and also BTR fan club? What's next for you guys? Are you planning on, just hitting the books, scrimming some more? What do you want? What are your plans moving forward after today?
I'm not entirely sure since I am like one of like the newer players.
Yeah.
Because I know there are like some other things in motion that I don't really have an effect on. But besides that, yeah, I think we do plan on starting scrimming soon whenever people are free and done with their other stuff, and then we should be able to really drill down some fundamentals and stuff and perform better in these tournaments.
Nice, nice. And of course, you wouldn't have gotten here without the rest of your team, the rest of the support out there. So if you could shout out anybody right now, the stage is yours, and so is the IGLeague stream space. So give your thank yous or shout outs as you.
Shout out my team. Obviously, this is probably one of the most fun teams I've ever played on. Just a really fun environment. Shout out 3 Down in the chat. Shout out Anthony Calandro, aka Zexro. Shout out my whole Discord, my family. All right, I got everyone. There you go.
Shout out everybody, made a prayer, perfect. So honestly, a great gameplay here. I hope that, you know, even though you didn't win the $800 is still a lot of money to be taken away from compared to all the other teams who didn't even get this far. So, you know, GG's to BTR Fan Club, GG's to you, especially Skarn. Any idea what you're going to be using that money on?
I think we already talked about it. We're all going to order McDonald's tonight, and probably for the next foreseeable couple of days. So, yeah, we're going to treat ourselves some nice cuisine.
Perfect. I mean, you got to get that nugget conveyor going. So honestly, thanks for being here with us, Skarn, and hopefully we're going to be seeing you on BTR Fan Club and also in the IGLeague intermediate coming up soon. A $6,000 tournament right up next in the plans here for IGLeague. Of course, shout out again to Skarn, and shout out to my co-caster Zobi. But I think that is all that we have for the day. Cannot have a great enough interview without Skarn, and of course Payne for showing up. Thank you everybody in chat for showing your support. But Zobi, any final thoughts before we sign off for the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to have been brought back on for the grand finals. I was excited to just be given the opportunity to cast for the IGLeague division for the first time. So thank you, Edu, for being a great co-caster for that experience. And of course, we haven't thanked the man that's made all of this possible in the background, pushing the buttons, changing your camera POV, and of course, organizing all of this as the founder, leader of IGLeague Hydra. So claps to them and all the confetti and celebrations in chat that you can offer. But yeah, it's been a great experience. I mean, I think I've casted for BTR Fan Club before in like Ground Zero or other tournaments, so it's been nice to see them here, and it's definitely just helping me grow my knowledge of the scene.
Perfect. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.
You are my ecstasy.